acquired. Target acquired. Hello, internets.
Hello, welcome. We are starting a campaign for Vurt, the tabletop role-playing game. This is a campaign that's involving some of our regular and certainly favorite players here. Some of them are returning characters that made it through the first campaign. Some of them are returning player characters that are, made it through the second campaign, and then we even have a uh, a first a tier one starting character. So cipher system wise, you're going to see everything from tier 5 to some tier 4 characters and a tier 1 character, and all the the beautiful vertiness in between. So we'll start off very quickly by my name is Alexander Lepera. I'm the I guess owner and guy who wears trackies at Raven Desk Games, and we have we're the ones who wrote and published Vurt with the author Jeff Noon. Vurt comes from a series of cyberpunk novels from the 1990s and even into the early 2000s. Definitely cult classics. Great. They were nominated for the, or actually, I got the Arthur C. Clarke Award. Won that. Also, a ton of others. It's a favorite, book of a lot of the conoscenti, So if you're watching this, you're already way cooler than everybody else. All right. So the very, very basics of Vurt, the world that Jeff Noon created, and the world of the game here, is that this is set in a near future Manchester, England. Um, it purports that the world is a little bit different. It's an alt future, alt near future. And most of the people in the real world, as we call it, are hooked on a particular drug. And it's a dream drug, and it's a collaborative group dream drug, and it's in the form of these feathers. You can think of them kind of as laced feathers, but it's even a little bit more than that. We'll find out. But you buy them in stores. You can buy them in the package. You can buy them by the dozen if you want. Some of them are cheap and fun and simple, and it's as you enter the dream world with whoever takes the feather with you, you can play in the dream world called the Vurt world together. It is a real place, so even as you're doing these adventures through the Vurt world together, there is some inherent danger, even at the basic level. Now, there are some feathers that are much more dangerous. They're illegal. Maybe they're bootleg. Maybe they're built to be extra dangerous, higher risk, higher reward kind of thing. And those are very, very, have very, very real consequences for your body in the real world. So, in some ways, you can think of it similar to like a land house for you old school people. It's whoever was in the actual vicinity of could log in together to play the game. That's the basic. Again, now we're near future Manchester. The world is hooked on these dream drugs. It's a real place. They're hooked on everything else as well. Every other kind of regular street drug. There's a mix of all the different genetics of robo and dog and human and vert and shadow. And again, we'll know more and more about this as we kind of come to discover it. But that is the basic there. A lot of times, cyberpunk games or settings they kind of forget the punk aspect of it. These books do not. So think less neon everywhere and more like alleys and maybe getting hit over the head with a cricket bat and then getting your wallet snatched. So a little bit more of that vibe, more train spotting than Blade Runner. So
More
that's
Rust.
That's my long elevator pitch. That's like a 15-floor elevator pitch for me. And everything else we're just going to have to find out. I'd like to introduce now the players and the characters they're going to be playing. And then we'll jump right in and start on the scene that they will all be starting at. But let's go start with Pete.
Okay.
Here we go.
So, I am Pete Sauber. My character is most abnormal, so luckily I am the most normal of the players. The collective eyes that were rolled in that sense.
Yes.
Oh, stop! I sprained something.
Yes.
So I'm Pete Sauber. I actually helped Alex co-write the book for Vurt. So I know this pretty well, but it's great to be playing it with people. So, and I will be playing Anisoptera, who is a robo-shadow Vurt explorer who keeps the faith. Now, what that actually means is he manifests as, he looks like a giant dragonfly. He's a human-sized dragonfly. His body is about 5 feet long from head to the rattle at the end of his tail. He has a 6-foot wingspan of dragonfly spectrum. He's a biomechanical dragonfly in a red 6-armed trachea. And the bottom half of his abdomen that would be a dragonfly abdomen is actually a metallic green and purple scaled snake tail with a biomechanical rattle at the end of it. And when he flies, most of the time when he interacts with people, he hovers with his body vertically. When he's fast in flight, he'll go horizontally like a dragonfly, but most of the time he hovers like a crucifix.
That's awesome.
Which very appropriate, as he is only here to spread the word of the Vurt.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I haven't quite nailed down what the character voice is, but the time everybody else does their intros, I will.
There it is. Perfect. Next we have Jack.
Yeah, so I'm Jack Shedd. I'm the owner of a creative agency in Chicago called Mess, and I build websites every day. I play Chester Ballard, a shadow man dog, warrior who works for the city. Chester is a complex character. To give my group a surprise that they all sort of knew, Chester was at one point an undercover operative working inside of the Boomers. He has defected, essentially sworn off the reins of the MPD, who he now considers to be one of the most corrupt organizations in Manchester, and who threatens his beloved home of Manchester. He spent the last X amount of time free falling inside of a Vurt feather, his least favorite place in all of existence, and successfully emerged due to the help of some unknown consultants that he ran into in Italy not too long ago. He now returns to Manchester, his beloved city, on a path of vengeance and self-correction.
Nice.
Oh, and his
Excellent.
voice is relatively easy to do.
Excellent. Cool. All right. Next we have Shar.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Eargang, and I am half of Irregardless, which is a design studio for geeky stuff like role-playing games. My character is Smoke, the Shadow Man explorer who controls blurbs and paints 3 stripes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she is one of the original Boomers. The Boomers all wear these trackies to show their affinity, and they and Smoke herself is she's an adventurous junkie.
That's a good way to put it.
Describe her. She's a featherhead. She's into any kind of drug, and she likes messing with people. And she's got her favorite blurb fly, which is a little insect-like drone. She's got 4 of them. Her most long companion is Spaz, the blurb fly, who likes to melt people on occasion. But she has 4 of them: Spaz, Flit, Toodles, and Talia.
Nice. And a blurb fly, again, the skies of near future Manchester pretty much filled with these, and you know, we can think of them as small, you know, drones. They are, you know, usually they're insectoid or something, you know, of an insect nature or bug or something, and most of them are used, and they come through the city, and you know, different from neighborhood to neighborhood, borough to borough, in clouds, just advertising. So their wings are covered in, you know, what is it, company logos, and are, you know, giving out company announcements and sales and specials, the equivalent of like a real world pop-up kind of thing, and they're everywhere. But some people in the near future here have been able to use them in ways as an admin kind of thing, and you know, really make them work for them and just have their own little personal army at some point. So I did want to throw that one in for the blurb flies. All right, next we have let's see, Michael here.
Hi.
Mike? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, hi, I'm Mike. I've been bouncing around Twitch a little bit lately. I've been playing some Cyberpunk Red and some Blades in the Dark over in the High Shelf Gaming channel. So feel free to pop over there sometime, people, to check that out. Otherwise, I've been starting to work on the tools that we've been using for streaming, like having our names and stuff down here right now. Starting to
he has made an incredible tool.
Starting to try to build that out for something that we can start offering to other people. So if you go to tabletop.cool, you can sign up for email updates once there's information on that.
That's awesome. Yeah, the behind the scenes stuff, I have to say, like what we're able to do, like we're tracking everything, able to do all the roles, able to pull up all the image, like it's pretty intense. It's cool. So I gotta throw that out. So anyway, sorry.
Cool. Yeah, and I'll be reviving, whatever. I will still be coming back as Engel, the Robo-Manchad warrior who plugs in. The Ukrainian with a cigarette constantly dangling out of his lips, trying to find more cars that he can plug into and steal. So, and something to hit with, like, you know, various bats and stolen shillelaghs from cartoon characters in other dimensions. So,
yeah. That's right. You still have that. And I should mention also, this is the only surviving member of the consultants, which was our second campaign. The others met a fate in the Vurt world. There's been a lot of stuff that happened, but yeah, Engel is the only one of the consultants who was, again, you guys were hired by the Royal Yeoman Warders. Again, a lot of us know them as beefeaters, you know, with the big hats, the ones who protect King Jazz in the palace in Manchester, because of course Manchester is a city-state with a king. Yeah. All right. But yes, he's one of the consultants. So we had the boomers from the first campaign. A couple of them are back, as we can see, and then we have the consultants, where we have the sole surviving son of a bitch.
The consultant. Yeah.
The consultant. And then we have, as Pete was saying, his character is new. Not only tier 1 new, but like we'll see how new, but like brand new. No one has seen him before. Nice. Okay. Last but not least, we have Rob.
Hi, I'm Rob Eargang. I am a web developer, also part of Irregardless. We make things for awesome-looking RPGs and such. And also plug, I'm me and Char on the GM Table Twitch channel on Wednesday, fighting Mike, who has another stream on Wednesday at the same time. So nice. I got my plug in there first.
Good. Nice.
There he goes.
Oh, wow.
It was funny. You guys were talking about Mike's software, and you said incredible tool, and I'm like, why are we already talking about Oedipus?
No. Oh, nice. By the way, come on. I don't know why I have a copy too, but yeah, of course. Nice.
Well, I don't.
Just one? I'm up to 3 now.
I love this game. It's brilliant. I love it. But anyway, I don't know where that plug came in, but I just love it.
Anyhow. All right, let's talk about me some.
Yes, as Oedipus would love.
Oedipus Jones is a Robo-Dogman speaker who tops gears. Oedipus is an incredibly superficial, surprisingly intelligent, incredibly good-looking Robo-Dogman who looks at life like he judges book covers and DVD cases by their covers. So basically, think an intelligent, useful version of the cat from Red Dwarf meets a little bit of Zoolander.
Ooh.
Oedipus has been insanely successful at telling people things that don't make sense, and yet somehow they believe it. And I'm hoping to return to that kind of bullshit.
Yeah, I love it.
Pardon my French. This is a PG-13 stream.
To say the least.
No, it definitely isn't.
Yeah,
this is an R-rated Twitch stream. We say bad words.
Yeah, and the game itself does actually have a little disclaimer at the front. While it is a cipher system, we are independent. Of course, it has, we're the first, actually not the only now. Shotguns and Sorcery, I believe, is coming out as well. They're the other independent licensee. So we license it. So all the rules, all the cipher system rules are in here. All the, everything needed to play is in this one book, which is at ravendeskgames.com. Wow, since we're plugging. But we also, because of that, we were able to really make sure that we're like, hey, you know what? The original books are really like hard R sci-fi, to say the least. Everybody should read it once you're of an appropriate age and maturity level. But it is they're wonderful books, but they're really intense, and it's not for kids. So neither is the book, and neither is the game, and neither is the stream. But it's also not going to be inappropriate whatsoever, as far as like, if it is, it'll be mildly.
We will not be running afoul of Twitch's guidelines for community content.
That's true. That's true.
There will be no feet. There we go.
Yes. You can count on
feet.
Hey, I don't make the rules. That's just the one that I've heard mentioned that was extra weird. So
I love the fact that my stupid
Pete,
nerd brain.
No.
Pete. My nerd brain immediately went to feats from like Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, well, that's a good feat. We could
maybe lucky or like skilled with light armor, but like
yes, true. Cool. So perfect. So the cipher system rules in general, it's a good way. We'll kind of talk about them the first time they come up, and then we'll just kind of assume and go forward. They're very straightforward anyway. There's 3 particular pools that might, speed, and intellect. Yes. You can use effort if you really want to make something count, and you can pull from those pool, spend some points, bring those pools down to really make something count. Or, there's other ways you can use that stuff. Generally ciphers themselves in our world are a lot of times they're drugs. A lot of times they're just one-use things or magnificent things, or things like entertainment pieces, something of either real value or interest value. Feathers, these Vurt feathers are also ciphers. Also I should say one of the major differences between our cipher system rules, the ones we have in here, versus those of you who are familiar with the cipher system in general from either Numenera or the Strange, or or their other settings, or even the core book that they have, is Vurt is a lot grittier. The damage usually lasts a lot longer, so there's like lasting damage, there's permanent damage that happens often, a little bit more like the real world. If you get shot, even if it's a 22 thing, light damage still not only hurts but can really slow you down for so again, it's a little less pew pew, space opera, and much more like rough, like a bullet is a bullet. And also for us, as far as the rules themselves, cipher, the number of ciphers you can carry is called for us the cipher grasp. And the number of ciphers you can carry in other Monte Cook games, their versions, is a very set number. You cannot go over that number. You cannot carry, if you have a cipher grasp of 2, or a limit there for them of 2, you cannot carry 3 at all. For us, yes, you can, but you know that you're probably going to get rolled if you go down the wrong alley with a little bit more in your pocket than you probably should be carrying. You know that time when you're just walking, it's a dark alley, you have valuables in your pocket, you're like, well, damn it, I got to get from point A to point B, but I have more than I'd like to feel comfortable with. That's when the shit hits the fan in Vurt. So that's the way we kind of adjust it.
Listen, don't let anybody hug you.
Yeah, but our cipher limit applies to going into and out of the Vurt more
Absolutely.
than just walking in the real world.
Correct. That's perfect. And that's that's probably the perfect last bit to talk about mechanically before we go right into the narrative. Going back and forth between the Vurt world and the real world, as we talked about through the feathers, it's a real place. And you're going there, and certain times your real body goes there, or physically you're feeling it. Other times your body is, just, knocked out on the couch where you put in the feather and zonked out with everybody else in the room. But in general, when you do show up, especially in the ones where you can go in physically, you are only able to go in with the cipher grasp. So let's say you're walking around, you're in your hideout, you have 10 ciphers on you. Some of them are feathers, some of them are drugs, some of them like like an exploding cherry bomb kind of thing that has effects you'll see later, kind of thing. All of this, your pockets are full, and then you take that feather and everybody goes in, but your limit is 2, your grasp is 2. You will only show up in the Vurt feather with 2 of them. And if you have 10 in your pocket, well, it's going to be random, at least for you, which 2 you have. So a lot of times people take out, enough, make sure they're not going out. There's ways to prepare. People kind of know. So that's where the grasp comes in. Grittier, cipher limit grasp, and also 31 descriptors. What is it? 29 foci. You can really get specific with this. So all of that aside, did I miss anything, guys, before we jump right the hell in? Cool.
No.
Okay.
We got a lot covered.
Perfect. And we will take a bio break about halfway through. And other than that, let's start right up. Okay. You guys are confused, I'm sure, already. And that's about as Vurt as it gets. You are in the worst bathroom in Manchester. It's the back of a Wimpy's Burgers. Wimpy's is really like the lowest grade meat. A lot of people seem hooked on them. A lot of times there's a lot of the Manchester Police Department around there because they get free food through some corporate sponsorship thing. So cops eat for free at Wimpy's Burgers. Yeah, food. Yeah, they can have it. It's awful. It does terrible things to your intestinal tract, and it's a gastrointestinal nightmare.
It occasionally tries to walk away on its own. Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you eat it and you're regularly eating it, like, you are in bad shape. Which brings us right to the worst bathroom in Manchester. The back of this Wimpy's Burgers has, there are 3 stalls, a basic kind of thing. It's a nightmare. It's a germaphobe's nightmare, for sure. It is actually any rational human being's or a rational person's nightmare. There's feces on the wall. You are, there's probably 6 to 8 inches of you don't even know what on the floor. There seems to be kind of a weird slope to the floor. It wasn't built well. Manchester building permits are kind of, haphazard, depends who you pay off. So there's even a slope to the floor where it kind of pools at one side. A lot of people go in there to do feathers or worse, or other types of drugs. So there's a lot of weird stuff written you know, in the heat of the moment, you know, on the walls, a lot of detritus that is of the you know, shouldn't be outside of a, you know, a bio zip bag kind of thing. It's awful. You are all there. So 3 of you, no, 4 of you are wearing red trackies. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. And one of you
Yes.
was, remind me again, what is Engil? How did he rock his look?
So Engil dressed in Wiggins style. So he's got a jumpsuit over like a tank top. He has the top of a tattoo that's like in like gothic, like black letter font, but it's in Ukrainian, so it makes no sense to anybody. And then he has a big black, like shiny puff parka with like a fur lined hood.
Excellent. Of course, Wiggins style.
And like the jumpsuit is tucked into like combat boots. So.
Does that mean that Pete's character is born a boomer? Like
yes,
like literally
from the womb.
Quite literally, and that is part of it. So as you guys are popping into consciousness, really, those of you, 2 of you remember that. Oh, this is, you know, this is the spot 2 or 3 weeks before, you know, we took that really heavy feather. Why are we back here? It was bad enough then. It doesn't make sense. Also, where's everybody else? You know,
and
where?
Also, oh God, we didn't leave our trade island.
Yes. One of you, the consultant here, the lone consultant, you also are showing up, but you don't know any of these people whatsoever. No, I take that back. You have very recently met Chester, and because Chester's overlap, he's been a little fairly conscious for the past, well, maybe a week or so. The overlap between campaigns happened there, but it's a odd thing to be showing up now. I'm going to let Pete. I'm going to let you describe exactly how you look again, but in the middle of you guys, again, all of you sitting in your own, or not your own, maybe some of you.
Better sitting in your own than in your
filth. Yeah, filth of the general type. Absolute, you know, nauseating. But in the middle of you is this being, and float, you know, buzzing just above. You're the only one who's not covered in junk because you haven't hit the floor yet, and you can if you want. But your trackies again are red. They have 3 stripes, which means it's a boomer. And it even, again, I'll let you describe how the rest of it looks as you're in the middle.
Wait a minute. You're too big to be my blurb flies. But I'm pretty sure I remember all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, not blurb fly. Not sure what, who, why, where the fuck are we? Why are we standing?
Okay, like, I just woke up from being killed multiple times, and I still know what the hell this bathroom is.
Oh yeah, let everybody know what the last. Sorry, let everybody know what your memories of. You just said being killed multiple times. What is your memory? Your recent memories that's happened, and then we'll get to what Chester's recent memories are. But yes, so when you say killed multiple times, what do you remember of where you just were?
So I
in the Vurt
remember
world.
like
What happened?
fragments of it. It's not like a normal, you know, normally when you take a feather and you come out, you remember it because, right? But this time it's like a weird mashup of like overlaid images and like doing different things. And we were fighting Takshaka, the dragon, the shadow Vurt, or the Vurt dragon, who used to rule essentially Manchester as the head of police. And we were all trying to murder him. And then like horrible accidents just kept happening. And we never made it out until now.
And did you feel like getting killed over and over, or how did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And same with Oedipus there. Also, you're coming from the same type of.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I'm mostly writing down what Smoke is saying and writing above it like screenplay ? Uh, Tom Cruise ?
Already.
It sounds familiar, but I don't like. It happens so much that it's just kind of a big blur.
Mm-hmm.
But as I'm kind of scribbling, I'm just like looking over and seeing a guy in a parka.
Mm-hmm.
I go back to my notepad. I keep scribbling. I look over, see a guy in a parka. I pause for 5 seconds, and I pull out my finger guns and aim at this guy.
Nice. And finger guns are.
They are my
yes.
body modifications. So if I go pew pew, then they actually go pew pew. Yeah. I am a real dog man with some modifications.
Big truth. Now they look like fingers to Angel, but yeah, you do have your index fingers pointed at him like this, and hey,
you over there with the face. Who are you? Yeah, you.
Angel, who the fuck are you? What the fuck is this and why am I holding it? What happened to the other person that fucking hit Vurt feathers?
Nice,
hey.
nice.
You have to earn that. You have to earn that. Put that
you know
down.
what? Angel does. You do have a set of red trackies that fit you in your hands.
Oh yeah, no, they have a bunch of patches on them here for man and some black
they sure do.
Stuff.
Whether you put it on now or not, quite literally, like Angel came back with that under your arm. Let's say it's because that will make sense.
Oh yeah, no, he was gripping onto it when he came back through, and the inside still has a layer of goo on it. So
yes, oh, very very poltergeist. I dig it.
Normally I would say put that down, but I'm looking around and I'm seeing the floor and I'm saying, hang on to that.
Perfect. Now we should also let's get one more window in. Chester, you remember what they're talking about, but you have a little bit more added to the end of it. So let's
So yeah, as Chester's memories were basically, at least from what I understand, from what I've been described, Chester would fall for a while, get to rest for a little bit, and then have to fight the same fight over and over again, like some ridiculous Groundhog's Day scenario where he was losing repeatedly. He made the same mistakes over and over again, was tossed into a non-connected spiral of Vurt madness until eventually David Bowie let him rest for a few hours, and then he would go back to it. So he has been reliving the failure of the boomers for like, Alex, how long have they been away?
That's a good question.
Year,
months, several months,
how long
several
has this
months,
been?
6 months at least.
Okay, so for at least half of a year, I have just been fighting and losing the same battle over and over again.
Yep. I don't like
as you actually have kind of a sense of time, unlike the rest of us who just got reset.
As soon as Chester as soon as like he's returned, he's going to drop to his knees and kiss the disgusting floor. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Reality. Oh God, that's hair.
Oh, enjoy the like typhoid, like whatever the hell you just got.
Someone's making a constitution roll. No.
You old bastards, you're alive. He's going to run over and just grab Oedipus and just lift him up bear hug style and shake him.
Don't keep your mouth away from me. Keep that mouth away from me.
Just like a big sloggery, like dog kiss, just right down the side of Oedipus's face.
Oh.
Hey.
At the certain movement of him across the room, I back against the wall and pull out a blade.
Yes. What kind of blade do you pull out there?
The faint hum of the mono blade is almost as loud as my wings.
Nice. And that mono blade you guys recognize. That's Buzz Diptera's, your former comrade. That's exactly. Sorry, Angel.
Yeah.
Only you recognize that, but yeah, that's Buzz's. So yeah, So now that everybody's thoroughly confused and covered in shit, that
was like a great weekend.
My gosh, it couldn't be more appropriate for this setting. Okay, so that is when we hear the far off sirens. Even in the back of the worst bathroom in Manchester, sirens are coming. You guys are, I think you're on, I believe this is in Rushholm, isn't it?
Yeah.
I believe so.
So it's on the edge of Bottletown. But
Correct,
on the other side.
correct.
I hear the sirens and I'm like, what
Yeah.
the shit? And I'm
Yep.
like, oh, yeah.
So Manchester Police Department is showing up. Manchester Police rules with an iron fist, although there's been more and more battles between them and it sounds like the Royal Yeoman Warders. So there's a bit of a infighting happening, but they're still focused on crime that I guess that pays them. That is what's happening. Those of you, all of you know, with the exception of Anisoptera, perhaps, what kind of time frame that means.
I pat my pockets, find a spray can in there.
Nice.
And I just like shake it, like paint like big stripes across the shit.
Mm-hmm,
and I'm like, let's go.
She just tagged shit. That's awesome.
I don't know what to say about that. For once, I should. I'm briefly sure.
Yeah. Yes. Boomers have the 3 stripes, and Smoke is famous and or infamous about
depending on which side you're on.
Yeah, there's a reason Boomers are really well known now just outside of Northgord. Like it's because you guys, the gang is pretty damn big these days, way bigger than it was when you guys started it. So, or started with it. So, all right, time is ticking now. We are going for to get out in time. You guys know you have to absolutely scramble. Well, 4 of the 5 of you know you have to absolutely scramble. One of you pulled a blade, and now as soon as you pulled the blade, the sirens are going off. Not sure. Nice. Not sure. And go. So let's do this. Does anybody have anything for like initiative? We're actually technically going into.
I'm trained in initiative.
Can I take an action before we start this?
Maybe.
Okay.
Let's see. What is it?
Basically, the moment the sirens start, I want to grab my PDA and use my make a call ability.
I got it. Yes.
To call, I forgot the name, but we had a friend who supplied us with a Bigfoot truck once.
No, wait.
I want
Oedipus.
I want a vehicle that works in Bottletown.
I have something.
Oh yeah,
better.
because we had to go through Bottletown.
What do you got?
Alex, can I?
Yeah.
I would like to use this opportunity and use my promotion feat. Thanks to an increase in job grade, you are able to negotiate aerial transportation for your group once per day. The VTOL will arrive within 10 minutes to pick you up.
Oh, excellent.
I put my feather away and I say, "You're all right."
Yes.
I got this.
Nice. Okay.
And
you gotta buy 10 minutes.
How you speak of.
Nice.
Can I slap?
10 minutes? We got to get out of here before 10 minutes.
Wipe my hands.
Do we have to get out of here before 10 minutes?
Yeah, the PD shows up in like 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll still have.
Point.
Yeah, you'll still have to. You can figure out because you've been here before. You actually know the area because you were there, 6 months ago. To figure out a spot where you can run to. We're still going to have to roll to get out of there and get away.
There was a parking garage that we started off in with the head of the casa. So I'm going to give the VTOL that location.
Perfect.
We got 10 minutes to get there.
Perfect. Okay. So in these
Holy
10 minutes,
I can't believe I remember that from the campaign.
Dude, seriously, that's great. Okay, so yes, you do remember the area, and one of you guys who've worked with Chester before know that again he not only works for the city, but he knows his way around. So the other two, again, however you guys trust each other or not, you guys certainly have a common enemy with the sirens approaching, and there's one exit out of the bathroom, and then you get into the front of the Wimpy's Burgers. There's tables, and then there's 2 exits going out into the street. And again, you're in Bottletown, and Bottletown is and the edge of it, thank goodness. So the stacks, the piles of broken glass are maybe only 4 or 5 feet in height, as opposed to, you know, sometimes 20 that topple on you in other parts of Bottletown. This is where the garbage strike ended up being, with everybody just throwing their used bottles and creating. So it glitters in the light. It's beautiful, but it'll slice you up. So you're going to have to get out of, covered in filth, the slippery filth. You're gonna have to get out of Wimpy's. You're gonna have to get to some ginnel, aka alley, that can get you to this meeting point that you've just set. And the VTOL, you know, you don't even have to say anything to this person. Just the fact that you're calling it in and giving, you know, that area, you just hear affirmative, and that's it. So you're off. Now let's some of you are, one of you at least are is trained in initiative, so that'll help. Anybody else have any skills that'll help you as far as rolling? It's going to be a speed roll. It's going to be speed rolls to get out, because again, it's slippery.
I've trained in
covered
initiative
in
also.
stink. I mean, half of it is sick and half of it's, you know.
I am also trained.
Oh, excellent.
In
So,
initiative.
excellent. So 3, and then
I'm trained in
you don't
flying.
have to slip, and you don't have to slip actually. So you're fine. Your speed rolls are just fine. Now again, you have the mono blade out, but again, everybody's just scrambling for the doors one way or another. So I'll let you guys react differently if you want.
I was just startled by him running across because it looked like he was going to attack, and then he hugged him. So I was like,
excellent.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. I slowly put the blade away because no one's threatening me, but
yes. So time to go. Okay, so let's roll for that. Those of you, or to see who's going first here. Let's see. Perfect. Les. Okay, so what we're gonna do is roll. Those of you who are trained in it can get add 3 to it. Add 3 to your score. And let's just see again, because there's a couple spots, there's a couple choke points here where it's up to you guys if there is going to be some discrepancy. It's good to have a number. So let's just do that. Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so everybody roll. Let's see this.
Looks like Mike
Can
got
you
his.
see our rolls yet? Or is that still, we have to announce them?
Oh, yes, I suppose I can. It looks like these are intellect rolls, though, so maybe.
I just rolled
They're just d20s. It doesn't
Got
tie
it.
them directly to the.
Beautiful. I'm seeing it now. It's populating right now. Oh, beautiful. Well done, Mike. Perfect. Yes. Okay. Wow. 20. Nat 20. For Oedipus.
I
Excellent.
got an 18.
Where did-
8.
I swear I rolled an 11, so that doesn't sound right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw Mike having a 1.
I got a 6. So that's,
Same team.
that's a 9.
It's a good. You gotta run it away. On a roll, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Okay. So yeah.
Now.
Let's see. If you're got it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing, guys. Okay. I see it now.
Oh. Yeah,
Okay.
I think
I was looking at your actual so you have a 20. Wait, you have a 20 in speed, Oedipus?
No, intellect.
No, intellect?
Angel.
A 20 in intellect?
Yep.
Oh crap. And so does Angel?
No, I've got a 20
I've got a
speed.
22 in might and a 20 in speed.
Son of a good.
You know
That's
what-
right. We got some
You know
tier
what?
4.
I just want to point out the most disturbing thing here. I am the smartest person in the room.
Well, you don't have Blix anymore.
Yes, that's true.
Everything
Yeah,
else for Blix was like a 12, and his intellect was like a 33. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess in someone's defense, I suppose the cipher system does kind of overlap intelligence and wisdom into the intellect thing. So, yeah, that is disturbing. That's really disturbing. Perfect. Okay, you guys are out. Let's
I'm
go.
well-rounded.
Make a roll now. You guys, again, you can hear that the sirens are approaching. You're covered in filth, most of you. You're going to get out the choke point. I'm going to say that you guys get to the door is the first one. Getting through the Wimpy's Burgers is the second, and getting to the Ginnel to safety is the third. Just so you guys can kind of feel what the pace is
while
going to be.
I'm running, I want to also activate Show Shadow.
Okay, you can do that. And explain what that looks like.
I become very shadowy and hard to detect, particularly when I keep to the shadows. So actual like black smoke kind of pours out and just like surrounds me in like a cloud that just kind of blends into the shadows.
Now, you running right now, of course, it's even worse because it's fairly well lit and it's going to be well lit outside. But until you kind of slow down or stop, or until you kind of find a shadow or something, once you start moving, it looks like smoke pouring out. It's beautiful, but it looks like smoke pouring out.
I look
as
like a running cloud of smoke.
That's exactly what it looks like, which is draws attention. Okay, perfect. Good. Okay, so we're going. So the first roll, everybody, it's a speed roll. Again, if you want to use effort, you can. Those of you that are higher tier, you may want to, because it doesn't cost you as much, thanks to the cipher system. You earned it. And you don't have to worry about. Yeah. Pete?
I have a mechanics question.
Yeah.
I also have a fleet of foot, which allows me, if I succeed in a level 2 speed test, I get to both move and act.
Yep. So, you can do it.
Can I declare that, like, if this is just a speed test to get through, if something happens, can I declare that after the fact, or do I have to
do it first? Yeah. But since you actually already know that you haven't been here before, have you?
I've not been here before.
Okay, so yeah, it once you get to the point where you can actually see a straight shot where you can run, and it's less about like exploring, you have no idea really where you are, then it'll come into play for sure. Okay, so everybody make your speed roll to see. Oh, you did. Anybody? Why am I not seeing it? So sorry.
If you go to the main Dog Save the King /NGB page, it'll show up in like the list of characters there as people are rolling.
Okay. Yeah. And like I'll see that Oedipus,
so like,
I see 12.
Yeah.
But I don't see an Annis. Oh, now I see an 11 from Engil, and then.
And I can spend a level of speed effort without it gets taken away from Edge. So.
Okay. But and I don't necessarily see Oedipus or Smoke's rolls.
Oh, right. The first one was initiative.
I thought you said
I got a 13.
I see
and
it.
I'm
Oh, I can actually. Okay, so it
running,
does.
So let's 16 essentially.
Okay. So again, yeah, I'll let you guys tell me what. Yeah, you guys will do the work out how it's modified, and then tell me your final if you could, just to make it just a little bit easier.
Did we roll initiative, and what's our initiative order, and are we going by that right now?
You are. Yes.
Okay.
I should mention. Yes. Those of you, again, I also didn't see the rolls, so I know. So what's the order here? Actually, you know what?
I had an 18, but I'm not trained.
Okay.
I rolled
the initiative. You got 7. Okay. 13. Okay. Perfect.
Chester got a 9 for initiative.
But trained in it. Okay, so 12. Okay.
No, I already added.
Oh, you're not?
I got a 6. Trained.
Oh, okay,
trained
got it.
9. Got it. 14 but trained.
Okay.
Included.
Okay. And Mike, you have a.
Mine was 4 once it was modified.
Okay. Got it. All right. Yes, let's see. Perfect. 3. So Oedipus and Smoke. Sorry, can you go? Okay, perfect. You guys wrote it down. Thank you very much. So, and Smoke.
So first
14.
Shard and Pete,
Yes.
then me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. The first, you guys all make it to the door without falling down or slipping. You got a 4, did you say, Mike?
Yeah.
That did not. Okay, so you do not, unfortunately. This first one's is just standard, so it's 6. So everybody who did not get 6 managed to slip in the muck. So you slip and you fall, oh, you can probably feel your mouth going, oh no, ah, and face first.
Yeah.
Hopefully you at the last minute, but you're literally face first in the muck and now trying to get up and just covered in yuck. So that's you, and so you're there. You're gonna you have to go for the next action to get there. Okay, everybody else made it to the door, and you don't know this guy anyway, right? Who's this guy? So so the rest of you make it to the door, and now we're gonna roll again, and those of you who've made it to the door of the bathroom can burst open in the order there and run to one of the 2 exits. There's one to the left and one to the right that you guys that have been here before know. Okay, so next roll, and if you guys can again modify and then just tell me if you could.
18
Where
modified.
did I put my...
Oh, why don't we go in order instead of all yelling at once?
Oh, I love it.
That would be
look at
nice.
this guy with the logic.
No.
Nice.
I'm not sure I can
Nice.
handle all that.
Oh, everybody has 2 XP to start, just 2.
Oh, good.
But yeah, so to use, I should have
Yeah.
mentioned that. And
Never
everybody
started one.
gets the same amount because of the. Okay.
So
Perfect.
since I won initiative,
Yep.
I got a 15.
Okay.
Or sorry, an 18 because
Okay.
I added the.
Got it. And who's next? And what'd you
Me?
get?
I rolled a 10, but I'm trained in flying.
Okay.
So 13 essentially.
Got it. Next. In order.
Me
Yep.
and 18.
Oh, good. Okay. Perfect. Next was it
Chester.
Chester, I got a
Chester?
14.
Okay. Perfect. And then Mike, you got a
12.
12. Sorry. Oh, good. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Yes. Yes. So the second one now, Engil, you're up and you're to the door now, and you can see that everybody's already racing out. You guys just declare now, and you'll remember, do you go to the right, basically stage right or stage left? You're coming out of the bathroom. The Wimpy's Burgers has entrance exits on both sides, and then there's a row of mirrors, or sorry, a row of windows. You can see everything outside. There are customers out there. There's a few. They look startled to see shit-covered people, except for the people behind, bursting out of the bathroom, except for the people behind the counter who don't even seem phased.
This again? Okay.
Yeah, the worst bathroom in
Tuesday.
Okay. Okay, so
I yell, toss me a burger.
Nice. They don't, because unless you're wearing Manchester PD blues, they're not going to get near you. So those of you, just declare left or right now, if you could. Those of you who are going to make it through the dining area to the doors, just declare right now without even determining first, just for fun. So left or right? Everybody but Mike.
Left.
Got it.
Chester's
Pete?
going left.
Got it. Okay, so everybody just remember that, and that's where you're at. Engel is at the door there, and you can see everybody going, so you can actually see where people are going out. Okay, all right, perfect. We're going now for the third roll. The sirens at this point are very, very loud. They're coming in, and they are now, as you guys are there in all the chaos, they're coming in from the left. So whoever went out the left door, now know that no, that is not the right door to go out. Either you're gonna zip around the building or go back through, but you can see the lights coming around the road there. So remember that. Now we're going to roll again, and that's what the rolls are. So let's do that. Looks like in order. Perfect. Okay. All right. So let's roll for it. Again, people inside now are starting to get upset. They can see that the sirens aren't going to pass. Sirens are showing up here. Now, why are they showing up here? You can think about that as you're covered in shit and running through an alley. Again,
I ran out the left door and I was like, shit. And so I tried climbing the wall and just fail.
Yep. Excellent. Excellent. Good. And you fall and slip. And Spaz, you can actually see Spaz coming down the other side. And followed by the other three there. Your blurred flies have found you at last. It did not take a full hour. That's fine. They must have been looking as you were. Hour. It sure did. So in two rounds, they'll be to you, but you can actually see. Oh, and you can hear the little excited buzzing, like, oh, so excited to see you again. It's been so long, which doesn't make sense to you, but makes sense to Spaz. All right. Next, what are the rolls and how did you do?
I rolled a 2, but I am trained in flight, so it's a 5 effectively. But
okay, you deal with because you're not running. Right. Yeah, because you're not running or slipping in anything. You deal with a cloud of blurred flies that's just right outside to advertise, hey, Wimpy's Burgers is having a special. You get 2 burgers plus, kind of a discount to one of the gastrointestinologists, which is maybe not even really a word, but
I attempt to eat the nearest one.
Excellent. Roll an extra speed roll for fun. See if you can catch one just for fun. Why not? With a standard 6 or above.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, no, almost. And they're now very, very angry at you. They don't have stingers, but they're going to make life horrible for you. Good. Okay, next.
So if Pete went right, and I was going to go left, because my idea was that we would go alternate left, right, left, right, left, right. But I wasn't going to yell over the crowd, so.
Yeah, it's so much chaos right now. It's so quick. Yeah.
So despite the player knowing better, I'm going left.
Excellent. Yep, that's the truth.
And I rolled 8.
Yep. You get there and you can again see that you can see the sirens. You can see that smoke is there. Also, she just tried to climb a wall. Yeah, she slipped. She's at least a little bit less covered, or there's dust on it. Maybe it seems a little. I don't know. So it's like smoke and yuck.
It's smoke in the water.
Yeah.
GM intrusion on you. No. Soon enough. Okay, so perfect. Last but not least, no, 2 more. Yes. Okay, so
Chester got a 3. Yeah, so I'm going to say he went out the left door too. So as he's coming out, he's behind Smoke, and she sees the thing. She trips and falls, and he falls over her and lands on the other side of her and is like scrambling to get to his feet.
Yeah, you guys have pulled the Keystone
like,
Cop 5 before.
Fast.
You tripped me. You didn't trip me.
Yeah. Smash. Now, perfect. At this point, the customers are all running out the right. They've seen, plus you guys are blocking the door, to be quite honest. But they see where the lights are coming from. They can see that shit's going to go down. The people behind the counter, fairly calmly, just turn around and go into the back. They probably have a plan for this. It's this part of Bottletown. It's right on the edge of Rusham.
You actually have to order through the bulletproof glass at this whoopie, so they're like,
Yep. Yeah. You have to you speak loudly through the bullet holes. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So that is it, correct?
Nope.
That's the third. No. Nope, you got to go. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no.
watched everybody.
Yeah,
pull the shit
Angel
funny.
had fallen behind here, and his modified roll ends up being a 20. So, he fell behind, and if this is cool, he's like, there's lights coming, and all these people like stumbling and like freaking out on the left side because there's lights coming, and they're coming around the corner. And on the right side, it's like, okay, there's people running out that way, and there's Anis there. Angel's going to run out the right side, try to grab hold of Anis's little tracky jacket, and we'll say, Buzz, come on, this way.
Nice.
Screw it, you're Buzz to me. Like,
I love it.
You're a big blurb play. You are Buzz. And try to head for an alley on the right side.
That's so perfect. Okay. Yes. And yes, you do. And you pull him just out of the way, and the blurb flies cloud now is dispersing, kind of going everywhere. So they're no longer a problem for you, one way or another. Whether he holds onto you or doesn't, that's no longer a problem for you. Okay, good. Next roll. The sirens, now you can actually see the headlights coming around. These are the paddy wagons, actually, which is not a very good sign. And those again are not anything anybody wants to see coming towards them. They're very large, again armored. Back 20 or 30 years ago, it's repurposed military gear, or vehicles, and they're covered in like turrets and everything. Guns are illegal, or firing a gun is illegal in the city of Manchester, but they sure as hell can do whatever they want. You can see a couple other patrol cars. You can see also that there's a Robo-Man, Robo-Krusty, as people who aren't nice say, who's out there in the middle of the road, who's basically just turning around and looking deer in the headlight eyes kind of thing, looking down, staring as these two patrol cars and two paddy wagons come barreling towards him. So that's what you guys see. Okay. Next roll. Let's do this in the same order. Roll, please, and then let me know what you got. Those of you also who are coming out the left side, let me know how you're going to either go around the building, out and around, or whether you're going to go back through. It's up to you.
What the fuck? Sorry, it's the third time in a row that I rolled a 2. I'm spending an XP. I'm not keeping that one.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
I'm also spending an XP.
I'm gonna try. I'm pick myself up and try climbing again. Like I'm gonna try like jumping up and then climbing the rest of the way. I'm trained in both jumping and climbing.
Okay.
Or jumping and running.
Okay.
So I'll get
jumping works.
Jump up.
Yep.
And I got a 12 plus 3 is 15.
That counts. Yeah. So 12 or above. Okay. Yes. Yes, you do that, and you get through, and you're finally, Spaz is getting even closer. Again, coming down a side ginnel there, you can see again, just you can imagine the little tiny clicks of happiness and whirs and buzzes of happiness. Still far away, but whoa, it looks happy. If it had a tail, it'd be wagging it. All right, it's next. What do we got here? Again, as the chaos of people like throwing trays at other people, throwing each other away to get to the door. These are the customers.
Can I ask for clarification?
Yeah.
Why are they actual customers inside One Piece?
Yeah. Did I mention the prices? Yeah. Yeah. You actually use Manchester drip feed credits for Wimpy's Burgers. It's one of the few places you can actually use it. So everybody gets their little drip feed card for the system, which is again overworked, overwhelmed, and underfunded. And you can actually turn it in. So yeah, everybody in there, no one looks really happy to be there. You're right. But they're alive.
2 a.m. crowd.
Yeah, no doubt. Cool. Yes. So
I'm next in the roll order, and after spending my XP, I rolled a 12, and I'm trained in flying. So, but now, where exactly am I with Engel in regards to the door and all that?
I figured everybody just got stuck at the exit, at the left exit in the door, but you were right there and he pulled you back. So you're right. You're in the restaurant again.
Right. But we didn't go left. We went right. So we're at the right.
You went right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Oh, that's right. The blurb flag. So yes. Okay. So yeah, you're out then. Yeah. The blurb flies are no longer a problem.
Okay. I didn't know if you told me from the blurb flies back in or past.
Correct. No. Yeah. You're fine. So it is one mad dash to this ginnel not too far away that you think it's going to be perfect. You guys both see it from there.
Okay. We're on the ground level.
Correct.
Is everything else around us? How many stories around us? Like how tall is everything?
Different. I'd say probably a couple 2 to 3 story ones. This isn't the area of town. They haven't really built too much other infrastructure in Bottletown or Rusham at this part. So you do see skyscrapers in the distance, but no, really, it's kind of the way it was in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s kind of thing.
I'm saying between here and the parking structure that we're heading for, which I assume that Engel, when he said this way, he pointed towards the parking structure because I would know which way it was.
Correct.
So
correct.
I'm gonna wrap my tail around Engel's arm. And lift.
He doesn't know you have a tail yet, by the way.
Yeah, he doesn't know I have a tail. But he grabbed my trachea, so my tail wraps around his arm and constricts, and I start flying and pulling him along with me in the direction that he was pointing. He was nice enough to save me from the blurb fly, so I trust him at least as far to get away from the cops.
I love it.
I'm
good work, Buzz.
And also, Buzz sounded familiar. I don't know who that is, but that sounded familiar. So I am trained in carrying in flight, and I am also trained in flying. So I'm hoping that I'm able to provide an asset to Engel for his next role.
Yes. Not only an asset, but if you just get carried, unless you're fighting it, I mean, if you know you're going the right direction and whatever's happening, I'll just let you use your, you just have to roll to make sure, honestly, you don't get a 1 or you don't get a 19 or 20 and make it even cooler. But you really just have to make sure you don't crit fail, Mike, when you roll. So yes, absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah, this little biomechanical, like, what is it, like a lizard tail that's like has a rattlesnake end. Oof, that's what it is. Beautiful. Okay, next we have
me. It's me.
How did I just
So earlier on, as we started the stream, I was racking my brain about what 2 specialization or trainings I should take. I took parkour. Can I use parkour indoors?
Parkour.
Yes.
It's perfect. It's the tables are the perfect length. You even have that little post. You're like, oh yeah, yep. So, that's exactly what it is.
So I was on the left. I'm gonna make a 180. I'm gonna run back into the restaurant, jump onto a table, and then jump onto a tray that's on the floor and use it to slide towards the other exit. Like
Legolas in the Loter feather, going down the Oliphant trunk and saying, "Hang loose, dwarves," because that's the way it is in the Vurt world, and in ours, if I remember the Hobbit series. Anyway, okay, perfect.
Jump on the table and yell, "Free food for the poor!"
Yeah, man. Yeah, so, you hear the sound of the guitar, Waylon.
Would that be a speed roll?
Yeah, it would.
All right. So I'm going to spend a level of effort.
I would. Thank you.
One edge, so that's 2. Put me down at 13. And then I can use the parkour to take it down 1 level.
Correct.
So what am I rolling against?
9 or above.
Let's do it. I rolled a 9.
Ah, there you go. Excellent.
Not as cool as I hoped, but probably cool enough.
Just cool enough. Yeah, you know what, to everybody else it looks really amazing because you actually pulled it off. To you, maybe you have things you'd improve next time around. You're hard on yourself. You live for your art. So cool. So explain to us what you do, as everybody in the restaurant stops for just half a second and goes, "Whoa." So,
I think
explain again what you do.
So I jump on a table, take a couple of steps, end up on another table. Then I jump onto a tray that's sitting in the slush that probably covers the ground by now, the floor by now.
Oh yeah.
And I think because it's just a 9, I mean, it's going to slide right up against the door, and it's going to stop like half an inch from the door instead of pushing it open.
Oh, that's even better. Yes, that's what happens.
Nice.
Good. Cool. Again, everybody for just half a second stops, and actually you can hear everybody in unison and see their lips go, "Whoa."
Yeah, there's slow motion, so it's like, whoa.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. Is that no? We still have
Chester.
Jack. Yes. So what is
Second
Chester
Okay.
doing?
So Chester is going to, let's see. So
Former
I am on the
police
ground.
officer.
I am on the ground, standing in front of smoke.
Correct.
So I am going to. I'm going to try. How tall is the Wimpies?
It's a 1-story. It's a little bit a little bit taller.
Yeah,
There's
so
a big
I already
sign.
jumped up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can jump up there, but let me see what I can do. Oh, I guess he's gonna try to. So he's gonna try to follow her up. He's gonna try to just like leap onto the building in one go.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend. I'm assuming this is speed.
Yes, correct.
I've got 2 edge, but I'm still gonna spend. So let's see. I'm gonna spend 3 levels of effort. So that's gonna reduce my pool by 3 would be 9 minus 2 minus 1, so that's 5.
Got it.
Or, yeah, 5
no.
levels. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, 5 levels.
I'm spending 3 levels of effort, so I have 2 edge.
You do it.
Make the first one only 1.
It succeeds.
Okay.
You bet it.
Oh,
succeeds.
just okay.
Yep.
Okay.
On the for this,
3.
yeah, it's not game breaking, so yes, it absolutely succeeds.
Okay.
That's exactly what you do. Perfect. And now, Mike, what is Engil?
Engil
again,
and
just have to roll for yeah.
Yeah, so Engil is rolling along with Anis.
Buzz 2.
Yeah. What I continue to call Buzz.
Yep.
Yeah, so I did actually roll the 4, and it was a modified 6. So it was...
Got it. Yeah, absolutely. As long as you didn't roll a nat 1. Yes. So you feel yourself as you're going towards being surprisingly. This is surprisingly strong for its size. I mean, when you think whether even if you were like lifting someone up based on gravity anyway, it's difficult. But like he's up.
Buzz, you've been working out. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a lot more carrying capacity. So yes, you're up and you feel your legs, your feet just are lifted off the ground, and you are going direct to the right alley, which is going to take you direct to what where Chester was pointing towards. You know, you can kind of tell it is, you know, where it's the direction of the parking structure. Perfect. And that's great. So you're off and you're up like I don't know, like not quite the flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz, but something similar, but maybe way more Jeff Noon. Okay. Perfect. Yes. Now I will say this. Everybody who sees this happen, who sees this, now honestly, even with all the craziness with the sirens approaching or something, is now pointing directly at this tracky clad dragonfly something or else that is just looks like this jumble of genetics that is literally just pulled off this. What, you're a robo man shed, right? That's a lot of metal. That's a heavy ass body to lift up and whoop up. So there's something special and something red flaggy about this being here. So
we should eat him.
Yeah. Everybody inside is again now pointing at you. Okay, is that it for this roll, correct? Yes. Okay, now we're at the point where the MPD skids to a halt. The 2 paddy wagons skid to a halt. The 1 patrol car also skids to a halt. The other patrol car, who the Robo-Man was right in the path of, goes to sideswipe, or to go around, and ends up crashing into a post. So the Robo-Man is still standing there like this, and he took out one of your patrol cars that are coming in, and the airbags have gone up, and you don't see movement from that car. It was probably a 70 mile an hour to 0 mile an hour impact. Okay, so that's what's happening there. They've arrived, and they're going to start pouring out of these paddy wagons. Some of you know very well. Chester, you know better than anybody else because you used to pour out of those paddy wagons. Okay, or at least the patrol cars. Okay, perfect. Now let's roll again. This is a speed roll. 2 of you are in the ginnel and don't have to roll again. So Engel and Anis have flown into safety. No one's they're pointing, everybody's pointing still, but the MPD doesn't have a target on you at this point yet. You're gone. Or towards it. Okay, next. So the other 3 of you, let's go. And so 2 of you are on top of the wall, like on top of the actual Whoopies itself, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we're
and
on top of the Wimpies.
Cool, perfect. And okay, and Rob, what was Oedipus was?
I'm right by the door. Like I
right by the door.
A quarter inch from the door.
Okay, so everybody's still 1 roll away. Sorry, you're 1 roll away from the ginnel. You 2 are 2 actions away, or it's going to take you time to run across and then jump down and keep going. And the jump down and keep going is going to be make that other speed roll a little more difficult. Okay, so this roll for you 3, again, the sirens are going. You can hear the doors sliding open. You can hear the angry yet excited, when they beat, the batons on their armored chests like this in unison. You can hear the hoof, 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 because these are the paddy wagon. Yeah, these are the MPD people who don't really have family or friends, so there's not much to lose. All right, let's do this. Rolls around. What's happening? Okay, in order it would be based on who's left. Let's go. Okay, it's Rob, correct? Yes, Oedipus. Right. So you roll.
Mm-hmm.
1 dash will do it.
Yeah, burst out the door.
Yep. If you dash as hard as you can make this speed roll and get around all the mayhem that's happening. You can see that the cars on the road are actually, speeding up. Remember, the other 2 flew over traffic like a cheat in Frogger. You're gonna have to go through through this.
Can I make a help roll for him by using by asking Spaz? I've got my little remote connection to him.
Yeah, that works.
To do a distraction, like red lights, like flashing down, turning down a corner that's not our corner. So
got it. So to draw the attention
the attention, like, oh, something red went that way.
Yes, and yes, it'll count as an asset. That's good. Yeah, I would say normally I'd say no, but like it's a remote connection. Spaz is right there already and buzzing down.
Really
by the way,
what he's doing though.
Yeah, it's more for everybody else. Yeah.
Yeah. So
just you know where you're going.
I'm just distracting the paddy wagon guys.
Are there any cops?
They chase you less.
No, not yet. But that they're going to be pouring out, and they're definitely going to see you. And that's why this is the mad dash to get there before they actually turn.
Are there any people as I passed them?
There's people and there's cars. And there's cars going fast because they can see the sirens approach and they're trying to get away. So you're going to roll. It's more difficult than the other rolls, but it's a mad dash. So,
and I can only do the run. I cannot also use an action, an ability, right?
You could. It would make. It depends on the ability. It might make it more difficult. What is it?
As I run past a pedestrian or whoever, someone who looks like vaguely dependable, if he were to say something to the cops, I use grand deception. You convince an intelligent creature that can understand you and isn't hostile of something that is wildly and obviously untrue. Okay. I tell him
that away.
I tell him to tell the cops that there's a bomb in the bathroom and that they have to run away or they're all going to be in deep shit.
Excellent.
Literally.
And then I run.
Excellent. Actually, you know what? With the asset that she gave you that Spaz gives you by helping, allowing you the extra second just to stop and have this quick exchange. Yes.
Okay.
You bet. In fact, this now makes it an int roll, not a speed roll.
Oh, good. I'm good at those.
Yeah, because it's now about zip, 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 zip instead of just.
Wait, how does spending effort work when you are edge 3? So the first one's free, and then this.
Yep.
And then the second one costs 2. Is that the deal?
2, correct.
Okay.
Correct. And everyone after that 2.
I'm spending 3 levels of effort then.
Nice.
Bring me down
Good.
to
Now
16.
So 3.
I'm rolling. I rolled a 2.
9.
I'm spending XP.
Okay.
2. Oh.
All right.
I rolled a 3. Holy shit! Anybody have an XP for me?
Nice. I'm okay.
I'll give you an XP.
Nice.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the form of telling Spaz a little bit extra as far as the instructions, right?
Yeah.
Here's the last attempt. Here we go.
Okay.
It didn't change.
9 or above. Has to be 9 or above. Because you dropped it how many 3 levels already?
14.
Excellent. You got it. Okay. Perfect. So before we do that, what did you tell Spaz? What extra bit of info did you give for that? Yes, it's going to distract.
The bomb thing.
Yes. Oh, perfect.
And so, actually, because he doesn't have Sonic, I'll have my Sonic blurb, who I named something.
Timble or something, I think.
Oh, Toodles. Toodles is
yes.
my Sonic blurb.
Yes.
So it's gonna scream a bomb.
Nice.
And it has like a slightly electronic voice, but
so that'll be your voice coming through. Like, are you using it that way, or how?
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yes.
Unless it was pre-recorded, so yeah, it'll sound weird. But so what? It's chaos. It certainly wouldn't pass as like a human voice, but in this chaos, yeah, let's say it works.
Nice.
Perfect. Good. So you guys have now sown the seeds on both sides of the Wimpy's Burger that there's, a shit bomb in the bathroom. Even an M80.
They're gonna go in the bathroom to disarm it and just see its stripes.
Yeah, there it is. Calling card. I thought you guys were dead. Okay, so perfect. Okay, that's working out. So you get you're gonna roll. You did. You get there. So you, because it's an intellect roll, you know exactly which car is probably gonna skid to a halt in time to let you through. You zip through like Frogger, like the ultimate Frogger feather, which is a very popular feather. Frogger blue. And yes, you make it, and you get to the ginnel, and you can actually see right above. There's your other 2, well, not comrades, although you guys all started in the bathroom together. That sounds odd, but yes, Angel and Anisoptera there are hovering right above you. You guys are at the same spot, and you're going in the right direction as far as you know. Okay. Next, those on the roof running across. You, because of all these instructions and everything, Shar, I'm going to say that smoke, everything's going to be one step more difficult for you on this, just because it's so chaotic. Because you guys are going to have to run to the edge and then jump down. unless you guys want to do something different. But like I'm guessing, because you have to run to the edge, jump down, and then run to the ginnel. Does that make sense?
I mean, there's other buildings around, right?
True. You can't
So
jump
I
from
could
one
jump
to
to
the other.
another roof?
No, unfortunately, it's like one of the most of the restaurant box stores from 70s, 80s, 90s, because this is retro neighborhood kind of thing. It's a standalone building with a crappy roof, a revolving sign in the front. It's old school, but there's nothing right enough. The best you both feel as you're running, the best way out is to run away from the sirens, away from the cops, and that means running across the roof, down and into the ginnel. So let's make these rolls here. You can go. Why don't you go first, Char? I think you're first anyway. Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, 18.
Nice.
Plus I'm trained in running, so 21.
Cool. Okay. Yes. Yes and yes. You run across. You notice that some of these old tiles are like really slippery and like broken. It looks worse. Like you can't believe you actually made it across without breaking your neck. You know, and maybe it's because you weren't looking down. You know, what is it, Pet Cemetery style? Yeah. So you're just running across.
Yeah, you know what I was actually doing was while I'm running, I'm like looking to make sure there's no like drugs on the roof that I can pick up. Because it's been a long time since I've had a good hit.
It really has. It really has. Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, people who do those
people
have the energy to climb all the way up. Yeah. If they climb up, they usually end up there. So yeah, no bodies on the roof. So you're running, and you make it, and you jump down. And yes, you do not break your ankles. And yes, you are able now to. You're going to have one more roll for it, but you are able to see a straight shot to the ginnel, and they can't see you yet because they're just coming out, and they're just at the door on the left-hand side. Okay, Jack, Chester is going to also do the same thing, running all the way across this rickety roof and to jump down.
Okay, rolling. I got a 6, so that's. I'm not trained in running though. What am I trained? I am trained in running.
Okay, 9.
So that's a 9.
Okay, do you want to use XP?
No, I gotta.
Okay,
like
makes sense. Yeah, we'll bring the drama up. Yes, you're going through. It's just great, and then all of a sudden, your one leg goes straight down through. It doesn't hurt. I mean, it hurts your pride. Yep. And the people below just see, you know, what is it? It must be a really thin roof. They actually see the bottom of your foot.
Damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
Then help.
Perfect.
Am I still on the roof?
No, you're down.
I'm still on the roof.
No, you just jumped down.
Oh no, I jumped down. Yep.
Yeah. So now you'll have, both of you guys are going to have a straight shot. Now, we're starting the next round. The cops are now going into the building, and they can see you across this rectangle all the way on the other side, at jumping down on the door and ready to start running. So they can see you. You know they're in the building. The first wave of them, there's got to be at least a dozen of them who've poured out. You can hear by the boom, 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 and the lights, even though it's daytime, you know, the super bright lights just to basically confuse. A couple of them have their little, you know, their little flashbangs, basically. They're ready to come in and do what they're trained to do. So that's that. This next roll for you, Smoke, is to get across without getting hit and without being seen. And the next roll for you, Jack, is going to be to see if Chester can pull his leg out and get down to the ground floor.
Was that the same leg that you'd really messed up before? Because I think it should be.
Yeah. Man, if it was a roof that was a little bit better quality, he would actually be hurt. But no, it's like wet plasterboard and, you know, particle board stuff. So perfect. Go for it.
I got a 4. I'm using sneaking. I'm shadow, and I'm trained in sneaking.
Okay, so it'll take twice as long. You can do it. but remember, you're sneaking across a road with traffic, so it'll be kind of you'll be able to do it, but it'll take you 2 actions basically. It'll take you twice as long. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So which means if he can get his leg unstuck, you guys will end up in the same amount of time,
Same
because
general, yeah.
he still has to jump
I'm
down
waiting
and
for
then
him.
run.
That's why I'm going slow.
That's why. How
I'm just
kind.
really nice.
Perfect. Okay, good. So roll for it. Again, you can feel the eyes of the MPD just bursting through. They can see you all the way through. They're gonna raise. They're coming up. What are you rolling? So
Jack, you're muted, by the way.
I roll. Okay. I am rolling.
So Shart, you're gonna sneak. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So what did you roll? You're gonna have to roll.
I got a 3 + 6, so I got a 9.
That counts. Demanding, yeah, that counts. You feel like the second sneak is going to be a little more difficult, because that's when you're actually going to have to literally race across the road as they're going through, and they will see you. Right now, I don't know how you did it. Maybe because of the smoke, you found little pockets of zip, 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 and the MPD that had eyes on you.
I'm like hidden between 2 parked cars.
There it is. MPD had eyes on you, and you can hear like shouts of confusion and anger from behind. They don't. How did they lose sight of you? Okay, you on the roof. What's you're gonna? You can do a. I'll let you choose whether you want to do a might roll to yank it out and just basically fall sloppy on the ground, or a speed roll to pull it upright and jump down, and both of them should I'll let you choose depending on what style you want to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be speed.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, I don't have anything. But I only got a 10.
Yep.
So
that's fine, because you only need a 9 to get down. It's demanding, so it's 9. Task
okay.
level
I
3.
rolled a 10.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. So you pull your leg out again. It's covered in like chalk dust. You get down to the ground. How do you nimbly, because your leg isn't hurt. It's your pride is. How do you tell me how you jump down to the
it's
ground?
not nimbly. Like Chester
Okay.
is still discombobulated from the vert.
Got it.
He is clumsy. He's clearly making amateur mistakes, tripping over smoke,
Perfect.
dropping his leg.
Perfect.
Like as he pulls his leg out, he places his hand on the roof, and he doesn't realize that there's just like nasty grime. Puts his hand right in grime. He pulls his leg out, but he just his hand slides and he just tumbles onto the ground. It just straight down, on his shoulder, just
nice.
And he's just getting up and just fucking.
Yep.
So yeah.
The MPD,
this is
by
just
the way,
comedy of errors.
The MPD again, who's now fully inside the Wimpy's Burgers and are pointing weapons at the customers that were left, that did duck under. They're looking through. They lost sight. It's a straight. There's nothing blocking the view. They lost sight of the shadow, being, is all they could tell. Something with shadow. They had sight. They lost it. Oh damn! And all of a sudden, plop. Right in front of them from above, a sack of potatoes, very angry potatoes, has fallen right into their path. And so now we're going to roll again. And now this is your second sneak. This one's a little more difficult. Technically, it is difficult, so 12. For you to get across the cars, does not get hit, and continue the sneak into the ginnel without being followed by their eyes. So
all right. Well, I kind of I stare at Chester.
Mm-hmm.
I consider helping him.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm like, no, he's a good distraction.
Yeah.
And then he didn't give me a hug.
You guys have worked together before.
He hugged Eddie. He didn't give me a hug. So
Big truth. Oh yeah.
He's not getting a hand up.
In his defense, I think the sirens went off about mid-hug, but yeah, good. Perfect. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm using him as a distraction.
Yep.
And Toodles
Mm-hmm.
is still like screaming about bombs.
Correct.
So hopefully that'll give me another asset.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go.
Okay.
Oh, I'm brilliant. I got a 20. Natural 20.
Okay. Good. Can I make a suggestion and then I'll let you guys do it. So the smoke that, again, show shadow is happening, whether it's anger or it sounds like your feelings were a little hurt.
Yeah.
Something the smoke goes big. Again, it's now blocking most of the view from the MPD. Chester, all of a sudden you're surrounded in the smoke kind of everywhere. You also know that you can get out of here.
It's very sad smoke though.
Yes, the saddest. But you can do it. And hopefully, and here's where you guys are gonna go together. You're gonna race across the street together. You do not have to worry about being shot at by the MPD because that's in my notes. The fact that you guys didn't do it. The next round is them shooting. They can't see anything right now. So the good news is you guys are gonna do it now. You're gonna do one roll each. Just one of you has to succeed at the roll. There's going to be no re-rolls, no effort. And this is just to literally in all this smoke that's going to get you guys all to safety, even with the nat 20, because you're gonna get both of you guys to safety in this one swoop. This is the GM intrusion, I should say. So the 20 gets both of you guys out. You guys are both gonna,
does that
get
mean
out.
we get XP?
Yeah, GM intrusion.
Yes, absolutely, yes. In fact, you guys may need it. Perfect.
Yeah.
So you have that. Again, you were trying to sneak across. You were still going to have to cross this Frogger Road, which is the big, danger between you and getting away from the MPD. But now this nat 20, which was wonderful and allows both of you guys to escape at once instead of having him take yet another round and probably get shot. That's going to happen.
Even though he might deserve it a little.
Just a little. And so you're going to cross. You guys are going to, the GM intrusion is that you're going to make this, how should I say it? The GM intrusion is making this roll all at once means you have to make this roll. And there's no re-roll. That's like the danger of fail. It's succeed or fail. If not, it'll take an extra round, but this is the one that'll get you away if you want to do it. If not, though, you can still get across. It'll take you one extra round. There might be shots, or it's going to get a little bit worse, but there's still smoke around. But if you want to be a little more careful and not take the XP and really take the time to look left or right in this bad smoke to see if something's going to hit you as everybody's racing away as fast as they can, you can do it. So it's up to you. Make this do or die roll. Or take the extra time.
We're gonna do or die.
Makes sense.
I mean,
yeah, I know who I'm talking to. Okay. Okay, so here's the roll, and I'm even gonna tell you the number because it's fun.
So, well, too bad I already rolled it.
Okay, well, I haven't seen it yet, so hopefully it doesn't take it away. Again, only one of you has to pass this. This is difficult, so it's a 12. All right. So each of you roll. Just one of you has to get a roll, get a 12 or above. And
I got a 17 plus 6.
Oh, there's no mods on this.
I got a 7, so thank God she got a 17.
The smoke say
the Chester magic is lost.
In the smoke, like a hand just like reaches out, grabs you by the scruff of the neck. And like yanks you in.
Yep, and as a lorry, look at me being all anglicized. A lorry passes you at a Lovett Foods food lorry, passes you at breakneck speed, honking, and yes, you guys get across. You're in the ginnel. You're going. Now you hear shots fired in the back. It's the MPD. Why they're shooting, who they're shooting at, you don't know, but that's what's happening.
As the smoke clears from where we were,
yes,
like there's just three stripes painted on this like truck.
Exactly it. That's exactly it. As it races by.
And a little like middle finger, like
Yep.
sprawled. So
Yeah.
like the middle one is taller than the other two.
I'll say that you got that with the nat 20. That
Yeah.
makes perfect sense. Okay. Yes. And we're going to take a bio break here. As it fades in on this first. Oh wait. No.
While all that other action is going on,
Yes.
before bio break, it doesn't have to be answered now, but I
Sure.
reach out with my smoke to this Robo Man chat I've been carrying, and
Yes.
I say, "Who is Buzz?"
Nice. And that's where we'll end it for right now. Just for right now, we'll take the bio break. And perfect. And you guys are safely running towards down the ginnel towards a parking garage structure where you've put in the thing, and you guys can arrive probably just on time. So that's where we'll take it with you guys racing into the parking garage. Let's take a 10-minute bio break. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good.
All right.
Right.
Nice.
We will see everybody then. Ta-da!
All right, welcome back. Yes, so we're going to pick up right where we left off. The group there has made it out of the worst bathroom in Manchester there, the Wumpy's Burgers, made it away from the cops showing up, made it through the Ginnel to the parking structure where Chester Ballard there, former police officer, has called in one of the many favors. He still knows people, obviously. So called in one of the favors. And as you guys are approaching the parking structure, you can actually see the VTOL coming down. VTOL, wait, what is it, Pete? You would know.
Vertical takeoff and landing.
Thank you. Yes, the ability, basically, when it almost looks like there's a fan or propeller in the wings, and the wing, there's different types, I suppose, but like this particular one.
Future Manchester has ducted fan lifts because helicopter blades were too easy to catch in buildings as you went by, because all the buildings are super tall, just a giant steel and concrete canyon. So they all switched to ducted fans. They're a little more forgiving when you bump into a building.
Yes. And
Plus,
now we know
it keeps out some of the blurbs.
Yeah.
True. Actually, yeah, there's probably like screens or something. Yeah. And again, those are those type of those vehicles are, you see them in the sky pretty regularly. But again, it's usually only for the ultra rich or the or MPD or the politicians. Anybody who works for the city has access. That's how Chester has it, even though he technically worked ED for the city. Again, that's one of the major things. So I don't mean to rub that in, but I guess you'd be doing that. But I'm just thinking it's so cool that you came out on the other side and yeah. So okay, perfect. Yes, so you guys are now in the parking structure, like I said, is in Rusham. See, I'm saying Rushholm correctly now. Yes, the VTOL is landing. It's going to be on the top floor of the top. There's 3 levels of the parking structure. Again, this isn't too out of the norm for something like this to happen. I mean, maybe it'd usually be in a richer area, but that happens. Maybe it's someone's coming in, they're slumming it, or they're, maybe doing a little bit of, what is it? Poor safari, the ultra rich, where they come down, they look at the poor people from like the VTOLs and point, and then go back for their, gazillion quid per plate.
So gross. All right.
It's awful, isn't it? That's future Manchester. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Let's see. So yes, where you're going to be able to get up. You don't have to roll for it. You're able to go up. If you guys want to do anything before that, you can. But otherwise, you guys are going to be we'll take it from when you guys are meeting with the pilot. Anything, again, you have your blurbs back with you. They've done their distractions and they've come back, so it's there. I guess you're back to actually walking on the ground, Angel, instead of being carried around like Mary Poppins.
Is Angel gonna answer?
Yeah.
Who's Buzz?
Yeah, Angel's gonna be very confused about, like, Buzz, it's you, but it's not you, and he looked like you, but he was trying to like survive, and you must be the baby Bjorn and something like that. And I think while he's doing this, Angel is like, he's got this like shit covered parka that he's like taking off and like throwing it across the place.
Yeah.
And he'll go for the only thing to cover up with that he has on hand. So
yes, that's it. That's it. Necessity.
The reason I said I was reaching out with a smoke is I was also hoping to exchange images.
Nice.
Kind of give you an image of, this is how I woke up and I don't know what's going on, but hopefully you can show me what Buzz looked like or something from your memory.
Yeah,
Nice.
I can try to do that. And Angel's got read mind too, so like trying to like tie into that to be able to understand what you're talking about and have him try to expose like what he can to you about what he knows.
Also dodging the shit that's flying off your park as you fling it.
Yeah, like this like spray, like
Yeah, because remember you fell face first in it.
Oh yeah.
So
there's like
yeah.
When you watch CSI and they have the line of arterial spray down the wall, it's like that, but it's not blood.
Oh, thanks.
I have another mechanics question.
Yeah.
I have napalm filters as a cipher.
Correct.
And like, how many is that? Is that a pack? And if I smoke a pack, so that doesn't mean I have 20 ciphers.
No, the pack itself. Although, yeah, we would probably only like get really specific if you're like, okay, passing out, everybody gets a thing. Yeah, maybe in some circumstances, perhaps. I mean, there might be enough for everybody in the group.
Treat it like kind of like an artifact with a depletion roll.
Yeah.
If you really want the bonus, you have to smoke all of them at once.
Right, exactly.
Yes. Get a rubber band. Yeah, just.
I was just thinking I was going to offer one to Engil.
Mm-hmm.
But not necessarily use the cipher or give him a cipher, but just give him a cigarette.
No, that's no problem. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember like what equipment I had, and all I remember is the giant hammer, which was not mine.
Correct.
Yeah.
Engil still has the
Didyman shillelagh.
Shillelagh?
Yes, that is my prized possession at this point until I can get back to my place.
Oh, and I've got a crown.
Oh, here's the shillelagh that you have. That you picked up from Treacle Mines of the Didymen, which is the horrific.
Mick the Marmalizer dropped that off for me. Yeah.
Yep, absolute. Perfect. Great. So, yes, you have that. Okay, so as far as what you're getting, again, even you're getting confusion, even as you guys are kind of reaching out and trying to figure out back and forth. There's confusion on his side. It's not like there's clear images to project. You can tell he's trying his best, but again, you'd know better than I. But yeah, it's a bit of a jumble. So maybe it worked. The rest of you don't. The other three in the group, who weren't part of the consultants, don't quite understand quite what's happening. Again, you can't quite hear it anyway, but there seems to be some kind of connection between these two, that at least there's confusion, but there's something. So that's that. Okay, Vital at the top. You have a okay, you have the pilot as you come up is Chester. This is Rook Violet. You like that?
Yes.
Okay, here's what he looks like. He's an interesting fellow. You've known him for a while, and I'm going to let you tell everybody exactly how you met, especially because you have a background in policing, and however that worked. And yes, Rook Violet there is a Vurt shadow, and somebody from your past, and everybody as you're walking up again, I'll point him out, or put him up again, this is what the pilot looks like. He's not even wearing a helmet, or not even any mirror glasses to look cool. He is just absolute rocking it like this, wearing just this. There's smoke coming out of these almost look like they expand and contract, they telescope, and there's a lot happening genetically for this dude. But Chester, he's a Vurt shadow. So he's just those two, but there's such a conflict when those two genetics get together that usually there's there's usually several things wrong. Anyway, so that's Rook Violet. And yes, he is there, and he's the VTOL, and with one of his two fingers and a thumb, he beckons you guys to come in quickly. And he smiles.
So I'm going to turn as the whole group is sort of walking to the thing. I'm just going to. So Chester's got his trench coat. He's going to hover it up, I'm just gonna look back at the group and go, "This dude's married to my sister, so be nice."
Beautiful. That's exactly what happened. Yes.
Thought I was gonna go one way and I zagged.
As we start to load in, can I be like kind of towards the back of the pack, and as I come by Chester, I'm trying to be like, just like hand like there against the chest to like keep him from getting in for a second, be like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah.
Who the fuck are we? Who the fuck are you?
Does Angle actually like come up and like puts his hand on my chest?
He's not like trying to grab you, but just like you know like a hand on the shoulder to just be like, you know, hang on a second and be like, the fuck is going on here? Who the fuck are these people?
People to be trusted. Just get in the back. VTOL, Boomer HQ.
Nice. He knows what that means. Gosh, yeah, this has got to be crazy. Especially again, Chester's the one who, again, he's part of the very last little tiny bit of the second campaign with the consultant. So he does know Angle barely, and he certainly knows the other boomers because that's where he came from. But yeah, so there is a bit, and then again, there seems to be some type of recognition between Anisoptera and Engil. But so yeah, an odd group. Yes, Rookvule hits, pushes the levers that obviously I'm not a pilot. He hits the doohickeys and connected to zoinks, and it rises.
Flips things, dials things.
He pulls the steam horn and the windshield wipers. No, it goes off. It goes off fast. This is a again. It's the wings. The lift, the straight up lift, and then the lean forward acceleration is really disorienting.
Anis is on the ceiling, upside down compared to everybody else, and just gripping on.
Beautiful. That's it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you guys can see the absolute, the beautiful glimmering wings coming out of the track. And by the way, it looks as if it's custom built or custom tailored for you, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it has 6 arms and holes for wings. Wow, of course. Okay, so yes, that's what's happening. VTOL going forward. Rook is an expert pilot, and he's going. At this point, he turns back to Chester.
Yeah, but is he plugged in?
No, he's not. He's actually not, which makes him not as cool as you, but maybe even cooler in some ways. I don't know.
Wasting at least 17% of the possibilities for a vehicle of this nature if you were plugged in.
Yes.
Yes,
exactly.
Helicopter pilot. That's just
a Vurt Shadow helicopter. Exactly. He's about as far from tech genetically as possible, as far as like an innate ability to maybe understand machines that, of course, robos have, and anything with robogenetics. Even humans seem to be at least able to kind of wrap their heads around machines. Dog genetics, that gets really rough. Vurt, forget about it. Shadow seems to have problem with almost everything, and then an advantage with almost everything. So they're, again, like Shadow, somewhere in between. Rookvule, the Vurt Shadow pilot, is absolutely, going
like,
full.
As he's piloting, I like tug on his like jacket, and I'm like, hey, can you hook me up?
Rook looks over at Chester there, and he says, and again, in a very, very odd kind of whispering, it almost sounds as if you should see spit flying out of his mouth at all times, but it isn't. So it's kind of a not quite Sylvester the cat, but something like where he's saying, can you really trust them? And it's spitting everywhere. He says, I know him, but I don't know you. Who is
are you saying
that thing
you
on the
got
ceiling?
Drugs or no? Because trust doesn't come into this. I just need a fix.
Chester, can they be trusted?
I trust him more than I trust you, Rook. Just fly.
At this point, he smiles, and it keeps going, and going and going and going up till
Now
it almost gets in his
definitely
head.
need one.
Teeth all the way up, just smiling. He's laughing, you think, and now, yeah, and you guys are off. No, he doesn't have any, unfortunately.
Doctor says, "What a weirdo."
Yeah, definitely. You guys go down. Those of you who can, are looking out the windows, can see that you've gone now. In fact, I have a nice map. Let's look at that. So you guys are in North Manchester anyway. Let's get that map out. So everybody does see. Okay, so you're coming from center, right there, the center borough, and you're going to be going to North Gort, which is also in center, but it's right on the eastern edge. I believe it's isn't it right against Droylsden? I believe so.
Right.
Yeah, it's on the edge of Tameside somewhere.
And the
Yes, Tameside, yeah. So the Tameside borough. So Boomers, yes, you said Boomer, what is it, headquarters. And the reason I pulled up this map is, as you guys are coming, into North Gort and everything, and you look down, you can see that there is a giant crater where the North Gort Boomers headquarters
God
was.
damn it, Alex.
Yeah, a giant crater.
God damn it, Clam Fandango.
And Rook looks back at you, and he looks concerned, and he says, "Where to?" And again, you can go anywhere in North Manchester. You can stay in center as well. You do not have to, but he can take you. You still have your free ride. I just wanted to pull it up. But at that particular spot, North Gort, it looks like something has happened to the Boomers. And again, you've been gone for a little bit.
Wait. What? Where? What?
Yep.
God damn it.
Can I
did
grab
that?
my PDA?
Because I'm feeling a little murdery right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab my PDA and I'm gonna call Clem.
Nice. Oh, perfect. Yeah. So your PDF, personal data feather, is again, it's in the shape of a feather. Communications are done. It doesn't take you to the Vurt world, but again, it's the equivalent of a phone. Some of them are burner phones that you get rid of as soon as you can, so they don't get traced. Or others, usually someone has at least one of their own. Yes. You're gonna call Clem Fangdingo.
Yes.
Do you have one of those? I mean, yes, you have the numbered, but do you have like a power or sorry, an ability like he has where it's like call in a favor or once a session kind of thing?
Yeah, I have making a call, but I'm not going to
Okay.
use it on Clem because he's an idiot.
Okay. It rings and it rings and it rings, and that's his main phone, and he should be answering, but it rings and it or his main PDF, his feathers. So what you see is just kind of hazy smoke. You can hear his ringtone, which is like some really thumping, Euro junk, top of the pops kind of thing that he would love. And then it just goes. He doesn't even have his his messaging set up. So if you want to reach out to him, you can make a call or you can try someone else.
I'm going to make a call to someone who would know what happened to this area.
Like a reporter?
Well, you know the Boomers.
Like official?
Like someone in like who knows who the movers and shakers are.
Okay.
Where's Dave? Where's Spacker Dave? What did we call him?
Long distance Dave.
Oh, long distance Davis.
No, that's a different guy.
Oh,
Remember
Nasty Dave. Nasty Dave.
Nasty Dave.
Nasty Dave.
Yeah, Nasty Dave knows everybody.
This is definitely friendly for new viewers. Nasty Dave. Yeah. No, long distance Dave.
Yeah, there's also, you guys know, there's oh hell, you guys have Nasty Dave. You also have Ron Beagleboy, who you guys
who?
He's one of the black cab people that drove you around. There's also Ginnel Gary. No, he doesn't have a phone. What am I saying? I'm trying to think of some of the neighborhood, the ones in North Court that were also there. No. Or someone in the Boomers, or somebody who you know, somebody from that would make sense that they'd be connected. And you can just let me know. Joe Crocus.
I kind of want to call Rambo, even though we think he's dead, but that's maybe for later.
Brent Rambo. That's right.
Oh yeah, Brent was the one that we didn't hate.
Right, and then you just never saw. But then you never saw again.
He faked his death, right?
You want to
call him?
No, I'm gonna call.
You know what? Actually, you know what? You asked he faked his death. You can, on page 153 of the Vurt tabletop role-playing game, gaining insight. If there, this is something that if you want to find out what really happened in this particular instance, you can. It costs 3 intelligence points or 3 intellect points.
I do, but I kind of feel like it might be a wrong time to do this.
Okay.
Because no
problem.
Because I really want to know what's going on with the Boomers, and that sounds a little bit too low priority for my character. God, I sound like.
No, do you? So if you want to call one of the Boomers,
I should have a contact that knows who's where, that keeps track of like power struggles, and kind of like a bookie for like gang wars or something.
Got it. Yes. Okay. And I know who that's going to be. Perfect. Yes, you can do that. Does it cost anything, or is it just like a once a session thing? I can't remember.
Once a session.
Okay. Let's say that you're going to call, let's see, someone who's like that. And let's see, you're coming from the Boomers. So you probably know just kind of the underbelly. There's always, honestly, there is always Nasty Dave. He knows everybody. There's also
the description does describe a location, a low-level connection that none are lower than Dave. So
true. Yeah. And again, I don't have the image uploaded, but for those at home, he can read along with me in your book. Yeah, dude, he's doing it. Nasty Dave. Yeah, this mysterious figure hangs around the big clubs and sells some of the best bootleg feathers. Supplies to the top dogs, and then it goes into more about him. But yeah, he basically, it says he works all over the city, and he knows pretty much everybody. Nasty Dave, you're calling him?
Yep.
Okay, so Nasty Dave picks up. He says, "What do you want? What do you want?"
Dave. Stanipus. Remember me?
Bullshit. Click.
I'm gonna call him back.
R.I.P. Nasty Dave.
I'll give you a call back. How about this? GM intrusion. You can call him back and connect, and something will happen that may not be great. I can just promise you that, but may not. It's not game breaking or certainly terrible. But calling Nasty Dave back, you can connect if you want to.
Is there any way to find out where Nasty Dave is right now without calling him back?
Well, he works all over the city, but is said to live in the Chorlton district of Center. So that's what it says. That's where he almost always is, and you guys know him well enough.
Gang, Dave just hung up on me. I would like to go over to Chorlton to beat the crap out of him.
Excellent.
Are we okay with this plan, or do we have better ideas?
Well, I ain't landing in the crater.
Yeah, no, I want to get away from the crater. This is making me kind of nauseous.
Yeah, let's go beat the shit out of Dave.
You have to beat him up.
Tell us what happened.
We might feel better after that.
You let anybody else get a few licks in?
There's no.
You're gonna get right into the Boomers.
I want to look. I want to as we're flying over it. Is there any evidence as to what happened, or who?
There was definitely several explosions. There's no like smoke coming out. It's not like still smoldering. There's a police line around, but there's not even police around. But it's been cordoned off. Yeah,
That's
it
where
looks
I kept
like
my stash.
yeah, that's where. Yeah, so perfect. Now Chorlton is not far from center at all.
Really on the other side of center from North Court.
Correct.
Yeah, but as
you're
the
still in
helicopter
center.
flies, it's pretty short.
Yeah, and you also don't have to even go into another borough, which would actually be a travel role even in a VTOL. So perfect. Let me get it here.
While we're
Okay,
on the
yes.
way, can I try to make a call too?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay.
Everybody make a call.
While we're flying over Bottletown, I look out and say, pretty.
Yes. Perfect. Yes. And by the way, Bottletown is halfway between Northgort and Rusham. And then past that is Turdsville. After Turdsville, then you go through Whaley Range to Chorlton. So that's a straight shot through. But it's only it's a 20, 50, no, not even. What am I saying? 10 miles. So no problem. So still fine. Okay, who are you going to call as you guys are heading to Chorlton to kick Nasty Dave's ass for hanging up on somebody who he probably heard was dead and figured someone was prank calling him and being a son of a bitch, and he sounded pretty high. So yeah, second call. I love it.
Okay, so
but he's asking for it.
Yeah, I'm going to call my contact, the Roboman Shed, who I trust like a brother, Arsalan the Fixer.
Yes.
Because I want to try to find out a couple things, right? Like one is hopefully me conversing with him will let me know whether or not he's going to be like, oh shit, you're alive, because the Royal Yeoman Warders are going to try to tear you in half. And also, I'm hoping that he's someone who, of course, he's my one close, trusted friend, like a brother to me.
True.
He's got the key to my place, so he can go pick up my pistols and drive my car over here.
True. Is he also Ukrainian? Is he also, or no?
I don't think he's Ukrainian. I think he's something where he's something where he wears a fez. I know that much.
Even better.
But
even better. Perfect. So he plays. So he plays.
He's from somewhere. He's from somewhere in the Caucasus, but he's
a Galaxian Time Lord.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Now that's a feather. Okay. Yeah, I think it's called Blue Box. Yeah, there's a Doctor Who feather called Blue Box.
I really want there to be like a poser gang of Doctor Who cosplayers who that would be like my favorite stuff.
Yep. In fact, you see that as you're flying over. There's 10 of them in a line. They're all sharing the same scarf that's wrapped around each of them. It's all the way through. They all have fezzes. They're all saying, "I'm Doctor Who." Anyway,
the doctor doesn't say, "I'm Doctor Who." Alex, you're fired.
I know. That's if they're posers.
That's how bad they are. They're posers.
Well, they're a poser gang in like the cyberpunk sense, where they're all have like that theme to them. But
yeah, I was saying anyway. if they're posers, I knew that.
Moving on.
Wait, no. Moving on. Nothing. I can't be on record with people thinking I didn't know that. They would revoke my nerd card.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on you, Sarah.
It's already out.
You're on probation.
On probation.
Nice. Good. Okay. Yes. So you make a call. Yes. What was it? Absalom the Magnificent? Yes. Yeah. Ocelot the pernicious picks up the line. Yes. He says, hello.
Hey, it's me.
Oh no. Brother, no. He says, have you eaten any beef recently? Have you tasted or eaten any beef recently?
No, the phase of the moon is still incorrect. There's just clearly a code response here that
Yes, absolutely. And he knew right away, of course, again, you're not supposed to call them that, but the Royal Yeoman Warders are known as beef eaters, like Beefeater Jin and all of them. Don't call it to their face. They still wear the big fuzzy hats too, even though it's the future. So Yes.
Yeah, but it's the future tradition.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
It feels like it's the future.
Yeah. The beef, the beef will. You eat beef still? Are you still eating beef, or have you become vegetarian? He ha ha ha. It's such a fake laugh. It sounds so hollow.
Ha 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 ha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Last time I ate was Italian.
Of course.
Yeah.
This is true.
I'm out of the loop, but I'm sure he knew I was going to Italy. So
he says they have much beef in Italy. They have much beef everywhere. In fact, the little butcher shop near where you're from has so much beef to eat these days. I have to go. I have indigestion from the beef I've been eating. At that point, you hear in the back, you hear, "Oi, what the fuck? You think we're fucking stupid?" And then you hear,
I thought this ability was supposed to be useful, guys.
yeah.
I think you got some info. Yes. Yes. Confirmed. The Royal Yemen Warders are so on you.
This was not entirely the, it's not entirely what you shoot for out of a tier 3 ability, but okay.
Truth. I know. I'm sorry, guys. Yes. Yes. Perfect. So yes, without a doubt.
The fake boomer.
And Engel will be like, if they fuck with my car, I will kill every last one of them.
Perfect.
Did somebody say car?
Yes. Guys are at this point, what is it? Rook Buell, he says, hey, and he turns the dial. Yes, VTOLs have radios, and yes, the technology is to the point where you don't need headphones inside to actually hear. Like, it's pretty airtight. It's pretty nice. And you guys, a few of you guys can recognize this is a remix of a remix of a remix of Ballad of the Boomers. This is DJ Back Scratcher's third round, and you know it's him because at the beginning of each track for DJ Back Scratcher, you hear DJ Back Scratcher, as all really talented and creative musicians do, announcing their name.
Is it followed by the air horn? DJ Back Scratcher.
Yes. Yes.
You made it worse.
Yes.
You figured out a way to make it worse.
Yes. And this is the remix of what's your least favorite instrument? Quick. Yes.
Dubstep bagpipes.
Dubstep bagpipe remix is what it is. And the bagpipes are you didn't think bagpipes could get out of tune? These are these are officially so dissonant and discordant that like the windows are shaking from the inside. But yeah, this is the hottest thing at the club. Everybody at the Slithy Tove is dancing to this. They're loving it. But yeah, Ballad of the Boomers. And now check this out.
You people listen to this garbage.
It's awesome. It gets to the middle point, and all of a sudden it slows down, and you can hear a piano. There's a little bit of violin. And now it starts to sound melancholy and sad, and you hear this vocalist.
I raise my hand and be like, yes. Chester, could you do a Chester thing for me?
Yeah, what for you?
Do a Chester like thing for me that you want to do anyway.
Yep.
Break the radio. Break the radio.
What?
Break the radio.
Break the.
Awesome. Now it's getting sad at this point, and you can hear kind of wailing, and then you can hear that it's a remix, and the beat's starting up again, and you can hear the dubstep coming in, and it's the bum 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 dun 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 dun, and it's all rest in peace. Rest in peace. And then you can hear all the the back
Rook,
and
would
forth.
You turn that fucking thing off?
Yeah. The last words you hear are gone too soon. All right. And now you're over Charlton. You guys are getting a lot of info at once.
Would our pilot maybe know what happened? Because If it's in song.
Yeah, let's say that he says that all my calls have gone unanswered. He says usually, you guys call, I make extra money. That's how I make a lot of my extra money. I haven't gotten a call in a month.
God damn it, Dingo.
Rook? Does my family think I'm dead?
Yeah, your brothers. Oh, that's right. You have all the brothers who also work for the city, right? It's a litter.
Yeah, like
because you're a dog man.
There's like 17 brothers and sisters. It's a little nuts.
Yes.
So I'm gonna grab. So Chester's like he asked Rook that question.
Yeah.
And if Rook says yes, I'm gonna. Chester just sort of stands up in the VTOL real quick, grabs Rook by the scruff of his neck just for a moment, and sort of spins him around and says, "Let's keep it that way," and slams him back into the seat.
Nice. Yes, he knows. By the way, I'm going to show a picture of him. Only Chester would grab this guy by the scruff of the neck and turn him around and yell at him and put him back down. Yeah, because he's scary as hell. Yeah, maybe that too. But at least Chester knows him, so you're able to do that. But yeah, he loud and clear, message received. And keeps his eyes on the sky.
I'm like, that guy married your sister married that guy?
No accounting for taste.
Yeah, Rook is kind of grumbly, but not doing anything that's too grumbly. Oh no, GM intrusion in real life?
Yeah.
Okay. So your guys are now approaching Chorlton. You get a call back on your PDF from Nasty Dave now. And you hear, I had to be sure. Why are you fucking with me?
Dave, buddy, pal, what's your current location? I'm coming your way.
That's not nice, mate. That's not nice.
I'm gonna grab the PDF out of Oedipus's feather. Like, Dave, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face. Where are you?
By the way, as he puts it back in your mouth, all the dog slobber that he has normally.
It's okay. I'm part dog.
Not only that.
Yeah, okay, it's
like
true.
He recently kissed the bathroom floor.
I'm going to say this. You can already feel kind of itching around the edges. Let's see what tomorrow brings. But you're going to pay for that, dude.
It's just a cold sore.
Just a cold sore. Yeah, type 4. Which was like, what? That skipped. Perfect. So now you're at... you're getting into Chorlton, and Nasty Dave is on the line. And he says... I can hear you coming in. Is that really you? And the VTOL is actually right over his house.
Dave, there's a couple of ways we can do this. One, you tell us where you are and we have a conversation. 2, we figure out where you are and we have a conversation.
I miss these characters.
Yeah,
exactly.
Figure out where you are. You're going to get to have a conversation with our new Roboman Shad friend, too.
Yep. He says... If that's really you, then tell me. Let's see. How well do you know him? Let's see. Tell me what my favorite type of this. By the way, this is gonna sound weird for people at home who don't know the thing. Tell me what my favorite type of fetish is. Let me do a little disclaimer here. Fetish is a drink.
My feet?
No. We're off all the social media. So it's a drink. It's a green drink. It's somewhere between absinthe and maybe like ayahuasca tea somewhere. Game Cat is addicted to it. A lot of people are addicted to it. But there's different brands, just like there always is.
I'm just going to reply. I'm going to say, Dave, you have no standards. You drink all of it. You have no favorites.
I don't think that's true.
Oedipus, buddy. Hey, hey, he's alive, he's alive. You can hear chatter in the background. He's alive. Oedipus is alive. The boomers are coming back. The boomers are coming back. He's excited. Remember, you guys, the boomers paid him a lot of money for information. Boomers also paid Rook Buell a lot of money to do pickups. Sounds like these guys haven't been paid in a while or had any business. So he is now running around. He says, Slithy Tove, I'm in Russian. Slithy Tove, meet me there. And
he's definitely alerting literally everybody in hearing distance that the boomers are coming to the Slithy Tove.
Yep. And
that sounds like Dave.
Yep. And you can actually hear a live show going on in the background, and you can hear DJ Back Scratcher, all that crap. Sounds like it's a live show, and then it stops, and then you hear, hold on, what? And then the crowd goes, there's murmuring, and then they're back, and the crowd goes wild. And now it's a new remix live of something. It's called Ballad of the Boomers, but every time the word ballad comes up, he yells return. So you now have the fourth iteration of the song, no bagpipes. Return of the boomers, return of the boomers, return. And then you can hear the crowd going,
It's good that it's live, because then we can beat him up for the bagpipes.
Yes, DJ Back Scratcher is in the house at the Slithy Tove. So is Nasty Dave. And everybody in the building now is pretty damn sure the boomers are back.
I'm curious as to why you all are famous.
It's because we are awesome.
Because we're us?
Rook Buell says nothing. He's heard boomer talk before.
Angel is just like settled into the scenes, like fucking Vurt feathers.
Yep. Yes, perfect. Nice.
Can we make Dave come to the roof?
Yeah, sure.
And maybe can we make Dave and DJ Back Scratcher come to the roof?
Yeah. In fact, yeah, this will count as your call. Sure. Yeah, you can. That's a reasonable request. He's like, just the two of us, like an exclusive.
Exclusive.
Just the two of us. Just me and him. So it'll just be me and him.
Yeah. Can you ask him? Can you ask him to? Can you ask him to bring the bagpipes?
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry, what was that?
I can make money off this.
I need a fix.
I can have it. I can have something for you. I'll get something.
Can you just do some simple like blues for now so we can focus?
Yes. He's so excited. Again, he probably has a million like business opportunities. Maybe he can give tours of where the boomers were gone and then came back. Like a lot of stuff's going in his head. He's a business person.
Bring me 3 boomers because I want to see if I can reset again.
Nice. Yes. So you guys are flying through. Let's give this. Flying over the streets of Manchester again. It's a mega city, 50 miles by 50 miles, with 50 million. And it's the most populated city on the planet in the real world.
Chester is looking out the window longingly.
Yep. Gosh, that's right. You've been stuck in your nightmare, being in the Vurt world for so long. Yeah, this is all just dirty, grimy, loud, noisy, ugly, real world. It's perfect for you. Yes, so you guys are zipping over. You've gone over that. You're now zipping. The VTOL goes underneath an overpass here. Look, I get to use all my images before the end of the session. So zipping and overpasses, you can see that people aren't even paying attention. Half of them have a feather in their mouth and are wandering around. You see some people fighting, some dogmen fighting some looks like a pure human. You're zipping through. The light is fading a bit. It's getting to be nighttime. Yes, you guys are heading to the Slithy Tove, and Slithy Tove is in Russian, so it's even shorter distance than you were, so you're already there. You guys descend, or Rook Buell descends. You can see. You guys look out, and yep, you can see. There's DJ Back Scratcher. There's Nasty Dave. About 60 other people. It's Nasty Dave. I don't know if you guys remember him or not. It's hard for him to keep his mouth shut. He knows everything, but he also tells everything.
Just the two of them and
Yep.
60 other people on the roof.
You have a feeling he might have charged, because he looks really happy. And they're all, you can see some of them have made like makeshift signs. Most of them are drunk, so you can't even read what it says. It's just, scribble scrabble. Half of them are like falling all over each other. It looks like a party. You can actually see that they're setting up DJ Back Scratcher's limbic splitter up there. It's a rooftop concert now. They've pulled up the lights. The searchlights are up. They're all hitting you guys there. The VTOL comes down as if you guys are descending, from George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars from the mothership. I mean, this is straight up coming down to planet Earth. Probably the wildest thing to happen in Slightly Tove in a long time. And now you can hear your song coming in.
Can I ask Rook if he has any weapons on this thing?
He looks back. He says,
Just us.
and he looks at Chester again. He looks over.
Don't worry. Don't worry. You don't have to actually shoot them.
Oh, okay. At that point,
he show them. To them.
He pulls out a sawed-off shotgun.
But the ship, the plane doesn't have weapons.
No turrets or anything. No. They'd probably be able to see it. No, but he has a sawed-off shotgun, which again, very short range. It's like this big. Like it's a surprise he's not going to blow his knuckle off with the first shot.
Can we make the whatever is usually a hatch open? Can we make them come on board and then fly off? You
could descend a rope ladder. That's about as good as you're going to get without.
Okay.
In fact, actually descending, you can do it, but you're afraid you might hit some people. Yeah, everybody's like, yeah.
Point him out.
Return.
I'll go get him.
Yeah.
Hey,
so
now.
let's.
Oh, you got a flyer. You got a flyer. You're right.
I'm gonna jump out, man. I'm gonna jump in.
No, we need to not stay here. We need to not stay here. Get these two people and get the fuck out. I mean, honestly, really, only Dave. I just want to take that bagpipe thing and beat it while he's looking, and then drop him off.
Oh, come on, Oedipus! Look at this fucking party.
Nice.
I'm not in a party mood. This is not a party face. This is an angry face.
I can't tell. Your face always looks like a party face.
There was so much cool shit that I had in that hideout. Yep. It's all gone. My favorite.
Well, you know how to get more cool shit?
My favorite gun.
You're a celebrity. People give you shit.
At this point, the sound, you can hear the return of the boomers going like this. And now the rope ladder that you've descended, have you done that yet? Or are you doing it to go either up or down?
I'm not descending.
Smoke sounds like
how far
she's
up are
descending.
I figure maybe just like 15, 20 feet from the roof.
I'm gonna like climb out of the thing. I'm gonna get like halfway down the ladder and jump the rest of the part. And I'm gonna do like a superhero landing.
Cool.
And I'm like just like trailing smoke as I go, just like poof.
That's pretty rad. And luckily it's a Slightly Tove and not the Woompies Burgers, because otherwise you'd be in the ground floor in one fell swoop. Perfect. Okay. Yes, you can do that. Who else is getting out? And
I want to see how she's received first.
Yes.
Again, smartest man in the room, apparently.
Yes.
For some reason.
Perfect. The pilot at this point, Rook, is like shaking his head, and he puts his hand, on his, temples like this. You could see him straining like this. He actually lets go of the controls, and he's doing this, and he says, "Get out of my head! Get 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 out of my head!" And he's looking at all of you guys just angrily from one to the other. He doesn't know what's going on. And he says, "Get out of my head." He's a Vurt shadow. They're incredibly sensitive. And one of you guys just tried to make a communication with him that way.
I
Yeah.
bet it
Got
was
it.
that weird
VTOL
dragonfly.
VTOL is now going like this. Luckily, you jumped. The rest of you guys, everybody on the below is kind of like yelling. They're not sure if it's going to go down. Is anybody else jumping out while it's wobbling? I don't know why I'm even asking that, but yeah.
Does it have like a co-pilot seat or anything, or is it just like the
Yeah,
one set of
it
controls
does.
up there?
Oh, it does. Oh, you
Because I kind of want to like try to like grab it and stabilize it if I can to try to.
You can, and yes, it does. It does have access. It does have a port for you to plug in. He's not doing it. He's a cowboy. He's proud of his ability. Plus, honestly, tech.
Oh, look
any
at
type
me! I'm
of
made of
implant.
meat, whatever, Like,
yeah. The meat and smoke, like weird, like alien meat and smoke. Any type of input or output for him would be painful. Okay, you're gonna plug in.
If it's
or not.
easily accessible, yeah.
It's right there. It's right there.
Try to slap in just to try to keep it stable and from like smashing through the top of this lighty tove here.
Yes, you do, and also the minute you do, again, the VTOL stabilizes like this, and of course it gives you the basic. You now know all the basic info. Yes, how much fuel is in there with the pressure, all the everything. It also gives you a readout of what's directly below. You can see there are 64, different. It has some pretty good sensors. 64 people below. You kind of see it in your mind's eye from it, and the VTOL's in perfect working order.
Does it have a loudspeaker?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
good.
It does. Oh yeah,
He's
you
landing.
can do it.
Fuck off back downstairs.
Nice. People push out of the way, and between the superhero landing that freaks people out, and between this shakiness that stops, and now a loudspeaker, Nasty Dave, everybody's run from him. Like no one's getting near him. Like he looks like he's in trouble all of a sudden. So the festive atmosphere has turned into one of like waiting to see what the hell's going to go down. You guys don't look happy from 15 to 20 feet above. And at this point, he kind of looks back and forth, and someone yells, "I want a refund." Someone else yells, "Yeah, me too." And now you see anger in their eyes, as well as a lot of alcohol and other substances. Pupils going like this and this, and now most people are angrily racing towards Nasty Dave to get a refund, because what Return of the Boomers? They just see one person, dropping down. It looks really impressive, but what's going on here?
Can we like rotate around to face those people coming towards him and try to like get down in between them and Dave?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, you can, because if you're plugged in, you can do whatever the hell you want, unless it's real, something that requires maneuvering, and I'll make you roll. But for this, yes, perfect. Okay. Yes, perfect. Let's see. Okay. Now, at this point, it seems that Rook has kind of regained his senses. He grabs the controls. You can tell he's trying to pull him back from you. He looks over at you, and he looks pretty upset. Again, he's cowboy, and as far as a pilot, and he sees you plugging in. And it's not quite the difference between like 5e and 3.5 as far as real hatred, but it's close. Yeah. He's not happy with you. You have no friend.
I'm more concerned with like talking to the people over the loudspeaker at this point than trying to like be like, no, I'm going to fly the thing. It's like, no, it's stable. We're cool. You got the controls. All right.
Perfect. Yep. Okay. And you can control it whether he wants you to or not. Perfect. Now he says yes, he's ready. He's holding it up. He's like walking towards you. Of course, you got the crowd's gonna eat him alive. If they had torches, they'd light them. And at this point, he's gonna, kind of a walk towards you guys. It kind of turns into a trot, kind of turns into a look behind him, and now he's running towards that ladder. and it almost like, you know, a bad zombie movie. They're racing after him. They're not even really listening to the loudspeaker too much. It got them to back away to allow Nasty Dave to run, but that's about it. And you know very well from the sensors that they're gonna jump in the wings. They're gonna pull the whole thing down. They're that drunk. So, or they're gonna climb up they'll bring you down. Okay, Nasty Dave has got there. Let's do, and you're still at the ground, Smoke. So you can help with this roll if you want to help him up and get back on the ladder, or if you want to do something different, let me know. Are you guys staying here with the crowd?
What I want to do is I'm gonna glare at the oncoming rush of people, and I want to what is it called? Mind punch the nearest, like, I don't know, 5 of them, and say, "How dare you say we're not back?"
Yes, you can do this. You will.
As like, yeah, just.
You will also know
down.
that they're so inebriated and they're so enraged and also happy, like they can't even tell what they are. Yes, you can do that, but you also don't feel like you can really affect, even through showing that type of force, all of them at once, for sure. Like it's not like they're
just like the
yeah,
first like
the
5.
closest. Okay, got
the
it.
closest 5, and hopefully they'll like fall over, and the other people will trip on them, or like, you know, they'll halt the rush
Okay.
just by
Okay.
being like stopping out of
Okay.
surprise, you know, and so then
Yeah.
people run into them instead of being able to all run as a group.
Okay, and that'll buy you just a little bit of time. But again, with 61 or however many people it was racing towards, it'll buy you just enough time to help. And then are you gonna stay there, or are you jumping back on the VTOL? Like I'm trying to like landing right now and peacefully without having it torn to shreds is pretty much out of the question. You affecting more than just the chunk in front of you is going to be difficult, but I don't know what your plans are.
My plans are to do that and then turn to Smoke.
Okay.
So they can run through me.
Oh, you have so there you have show shadow, and then you all
power.
Okay. Why the hell not? That'll certainly scare him. So those are 2 separate actions. So you'll have to do the mind punch, or which one do you want to do first? Mind punch
Actually,
first?
the turn to Smoke first, and then
Okay.
I can use shadow abilities while I'm turned
yeah.
to Smoke. So
Yep. Perfect. So yeah, the cloud will be mind punching him. That's crazy. That's very Vurt. Okay. Yes. So is there an activation cost? What is it?
yeah.
Okay. Roll for it also, because anytime you're activating, especially in this campaign, anytime you're activating an ability where it isn't like a regular situation, like either distracting or something like that, I'll just make you roll to see if you don't get a 1, or you have the advantage of a 19 or 20. So, yeah. Or you want to do both of them at the same time, I'll let you do that, but it'll be a GM intrusion. And I can tell you there will be a downside. Again, not no TPK or anything, but like there will be a downside. Okay, so okay, so you
and I'll give the other XP to Angel because he's flying.
Nice. Okay. So yes, that happens. Okay, you're able to do you tell me what happens. And Nasty Dave, by the way, is going to get himself to the rope ladder and start climbing up. He'll go through you, over you, around you. He doesn't care. He's going to get torn apart. Because again, he overcharged to get people to just come up and, probably, promise them hugs. Okay, so there we are. And you are
gonna get up close and personal. Whether
okay.
not hugs. So it's, I guess, 4 might and how many intellect?
Yeah, it'll deplete your pools too.
Plus, what did I say? Like 5 people. So 2 for each extra person. So I'm gonna like really like mess up my pools.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's about right. Good.
Yep. 3,
Good.
6, or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, I can't do 5. I'll go like
4.
I'll go with 4.
Nice. Okay. Roll for it. So you've turned into smoke and you're mind punching the closest 4. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna spend an XP on that one.
Luckily you got one on that one, huh? And I'll tell you what the downside is as soon as this works or doesn't.
Okay, I got a 12 and I am trained in mind punching.
Okay, then you got it. It's difficult, which is 12 already. So even okay, yes, yes, and they all take, what is it, 1
It's
damage?
4 intellect damage.
Oh crap. Okay, yes. So yes, 4 of them skid to a stop. Like they skid actually, and they don't fall over.
Oh
but
wait,
all
3 is free. Or 3
is free.
points.
So how many people did it hit?
It's 3 intellect points for up to 3 people.
Right.
And then 2 for extra. So I can do 5 then again.
Okay, go for it. So the 5 again. There's 61 to
Yeah.
choose from. You've just gotten, Okay, so perfect. Yes, and the 5, and again they all skid to stop, and they all turn their head the same direction. Kind of odd, like they're kind of confused. They're still wobbly, because they're drunk as hell, like this. And then you can see the pain, and then they start wailing, holding their head like this. The equivalent of if you punch someone who's drunk or really high or something like that, sometimes it takes a little while, and there's confusion first and followed by, oh, that's what's happening, but in their brain. So they are crumpling. Yes, there's a pile of people trying to get over that now fall. They're fighting each other. Everybody's fighting. There's chaos now above the Slithy Tove. It's probably not the first time this week, but it's the first time probably a VTOL has tried to land with a rooftop concert happening. Okay, yes, and Nasty Dave is climbing up. He is now, let's say he's gone up the ladder and he's at the VTOL. The VTOL, what do you guys want to do, pilot here? So Engil, what are you doing? Because you can override what Rook is doing if you want. Anyway, you're the one plugged in.
I'm gonna let Rook be the one who's in control for right now.
Okay, perfect. He is ready to pull up and out because he knows that they're gonna pull them down, and so he's already pulling off. He doesn't see anybody waiting at the bottom. They don't show up on the sensor either, and you know why. Oh no, actually you don't know why necessarily, but you may have an inkling.
I understand her genetics a little bit. That may understand.
True.
It's like, I mean, I would try to signal him somehow about, like, whoa, slow down for a second. We got one more. He's got to get back in.
Perfect. At that point, yes, and he does slow just in time. And yes, the smoke, you're there, and you're a cloud of smoke, and they're all still running. They're going to climb up the ladder. If you do want to do anything different, you're going to have to do it now. But it's like it's a moment of truth here. It is now, the VTOL is now gone back, and the rope ladder is kind of trailing it. It's now, here's the edge of the building. Here's where you're at. And the rope ladder is now it's now off the edge of the building. It's going like this. What are you going to do as it's trailing away?
I'm going to float over to the, because I'm smoke, I'm going to float over to the thing, and like, it's going to get like just past the edge of the building. And I'm just going to kind of float through the gap. And then my hand turns into a hand. And I grab the ladder.
Yep. And that is exactly how we're gonna end this session today. With that happening, with this rooftop concert happening. Nasty Dave does actually have bagpipes under his arm. You asked for it. and he's inside.
Good, that gives us something to throw at the crowd out of the
Yes.
back of the VTOL.
True. VTOL is taking off. You guys, next session will go exactly where you need to go. But you have definitely figured out a couple major things. One, the Royal Yeoman Warders are definitely after you and any other surviving consultants that they can find. They don't know who's back, but they know that you're back, or they're worried that you're back. The Boomers no longer have a headquarters. What does that mean? Not sure, but there's also now 2 other of the people that the Boomers usually hire to do stuff regularly have not been paid and haven't seen a Boomer in a few weeks. Anisoptera is a freak. What else have we learned?
Has no idea why you people are famous.
Yes.
There's a Robo-Man Shed that's suddenly hanging out with us, which is freaky in its own way.
Yes, yes. And then of course Chester, probably grumbling back and forth with Rook, trying to figure out what the hell has been happening. You're going to get more information the next time. You're going to be able to piece this together. But for now, honestly, you guys are kind of stuck together because it sounds like everybody wants your ass. And as the VTOL is taking away or flying off, and yes, as you're turning more solid and trailing behind, that's when you see the lights, and now you hear the sirens over the sound of the boof, boof, boof remix. The MPD has the entire Slithy Tove surrounded. There's several paddy wagons. There's several patrol cars. They're pouring out and pouring into the ground floor of the club. And yeah, it was a raid. So now the MPD, the second time, has anticipated something there. So if you're not getting red flags there, Jack, I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah,
yeah. Good. Okay, so we're back. The Boomers are back, kind of. You guys now have a new
They're
remix.
back for at least one session.
Return of the Boomers. And yeah, we'll pick it up right there, and hopefully you'll be able to land someplace. Yeah, I guess it's like the end of Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, you guys are finally out of the mall and heading off in the helicopter wherever you guys land.
Chester's just going to kind of be like, Rook, take me home.
Perfect.
No.
And that's, yes, the fade. Perfect. And we'll pick it up from there next session and see where you guys are going. Good stuff. Some of you guys smell worse than others, but you guys made it. Cool. Nice. So we'll catch you guys next time.
Cool.
Thanks
All right.
for watching.
Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.